Afternoon, how are you all doing? Sorry, I'm a bit late. Just sorting stuff out. Naz, 1 hour. 3, go. Done. Done. Right, ready. I'm ready. Okay. How's everybody? Afternoon, Brian? Yeah, deja vu. I was only here an hour ago. Here we go again. Coco. Back again. That seems like I never leave. I might as well just stream 24 hours a day, mightn't I? Who needs sleep? What the hell? Eat, sleep, trade, repeat. Eat, sleep, trade, repeat. Afternoon, Anna. So, US dollar. So we've had the news on the US dollar. As you can see, huge moves, not as I was expecting. We don't get a lot of movement ahead of a massive event like this. So the unemployment claims came out as slightly better than expected. It wasn't massive. It's 13K difference. So not a very big difference on the US unemployment. Therefore, we haven't had an awful lot of movement on the US. So yeah, nothing really to write home about there. Is my platform locked up? I don't seem to be ticking. I am ticking on the DAX. Yeah, stopped out on that DAX I took earlier in the live room, by the way. That one there. Just got stopped out at the highs. We're just in rotation. I am short again. Looking for this low. As soon as this low goes, which is just happening now, I think we've got a chance of running. And this is a short speculative move based on the Euro news. Obviously, I'm hoping that this collapses on the Euro news. I have no clue whether it's going up or down. I'm hoping it's collapsing. And if it is collapsing, Jesus, that TP was a bit close. If it's collapsing, I'm making $125. In fact, judging by what's going on at the moment, let's go for 1300. Let's go for a 275 ADR. Anything can happen at the moment. NASDAQ doesn't open, obviously, for half an hour. So we've got 15 minutes to go. Sorry, 10 minutes to go until the news. So we've got the main refinancing rate, obviously expected to be 3.5. Not a Scooby-Doo what this thing is going to do today. It could do absolutely anything. Then we've got the monetary policy statement, which is going to be read out. And obviously that is specifically forward guidance on what the plans are and why they've done what they've done. And then at 1:45 after market open, we've got the press release where Lagarde will back up why she's done what she's done and give proper forward guidance and receive questions from the press, which is where we tend to get the movement. So we'll probably get a whipsaw here, and depending on what that rate comes out as, it will either be a big, strong move in one direction, or it'll be a nutty, I haven't got a clue what that means, and then we'll get the proper move off of the press conference later. Quite often with these things, we see a movement in one direction, which is actually not the right movement, and then the press conference undoes it and we go back the other way. So this is a liquidity run. But with what's going on with the central banks at the moment, well, not the central banks, the small banks that keep tumbling over, absolutely anything can happen today. There we go. There you go. That sums it up, doesn't it? Even Lagarde doesn't know. I don't know, is she saying. I haven't got a clue. What the hell is going to happen today? Confidence drop may cause EU contagion. What's that mean? ECB told ministers on Tuesday that some EU banks could be vulnerable. Right. This is. I saw this come in. This is why one of the reasons actually I shorted, because there's a little bit more spooky in the market. So I think we might get a bit of a move down today, but we'll see. Traders see 35% odds of a 50 basis point hike. So the gut feeling of most people seems to be we're going 0.25 instead of 0.5. That's not going to be good euro. What I don't know is, typically if it's bad euro, I'd expect to push on the DAX. But what I don't know is how the DAX is going to react to this euro movement today, because everything's different at the moment, isn't it? We're in a TISWAS. So we will see. We will see what happens. We've got 10 minutes to go. Afternoon, it's time. 4 likes before we even started. That's good. I've got 10 likes now. Look, 37 people in here and 10 likes. Come on, let's get some more bodies in. Afternoon, Joaquin. Afternoon, Brian. Scalped it. Coco does not want to close. Don't want to close between below 122.30 on the DAX. What are we talking about? 122.30. NASDAQ. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this obviously doesn't open for half an hour, but when the ECB rate comes out, this thing's going to go nuts, which is why I've got the DAX up, the NASDAQ up as well. I'm not trading the NASDAQ, but we're going to get movement across the board on everything. Everything's going to move. So I'm going to be watching the Euro US dollar. I'll be watching the DAX as well. I'll just get my other monitor up. For some reason, it's gone into sleepy mode. So it's just going to watch the DAX over there. So we can watch the Euro US dollar over here. Hopefully I don't get stopped out on this short and it just collapses, but if I get stopped out, I get stopped out. It's not a lot of risk. Basically, I'm risking $119 on it, so it'll wipe out today's pitiful winnings. But we'll see. Afternoon, Philip. Afternoon, Miami. Afternoon, Astro. So yeah, we'll see what happens this afternoon. Should be an interesting one. But so far this morning, we've obviously had these ADRs. Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar, beautiful ADR, absolutely gifted. Look at that. Look at what I drew in the support and resistance webinar, which is being encoded at the moment. And look at where it bounced. Boing. How good's that, eh? So we've got a reversal alert on that on M5, which if you short it, you're currently in profit, but not really going anywhere at the moment. This is bullish at the minute based on news, but bearish overall long term. So afternoon, Adam. So yeah, that is a nice ADR reversal potentially, which is all starting to play out. We got the Swiss yen. This came off of ADR literally to the pip with a hideous reversal alert, but literally to the pip. I don't trust this at all. You've got two potential safe haven currencies here, so this is probably the worst thing really at the minute to be looking at. However, the Swiss, this will move massively on the news, obviously up or down, but I don't know. No idea where this is going today. I reckon it's going down, but we will see. I should really be on a euro short, shouldn't I? Actually, I should be on a euro short over here. 1 second. Let me just. Oh, I can't get into oil either. I'm desperately trying to get back into oil. Every time I try and get a breakout, I can't. It just drops. Just put that on there and there and there and there. So 1 sec. I just want to go to Euro US dollar. I'm on another monitor, by the way, in case you're thinking, what the hell is he talking about? Just get rid of that. Delete that. Sorry, 1 second. I'm just teeing up a breakout short on the euro. So Euro US dollar, what I'm looking at. We've got 4 minutes. Financial juice on as well. Basically, what I'm looking at on the hourly is where we are now. I'm basically putting a breakout on that low. If it goes up, it's fine. I think we may get some euro weakness, so I'm looking for a breakout to the downside on the hourly and see how far I can get with it, really. Oh, you bugger. Sorry, I'll just get my box too small. There. 1 sec, I'm just setting an order up clumsily. So I would assume we're going to break out for our and lows. So I'm targeting the lows here, and then I'm targeting a breakout runner, 2 trades to the downside. Okay. Right. Sorry about that. Just send that up. Strong euro would do me. Not sure about that. Not sure. If we get a 0.25, it should be bearish. If we get 3.25, it should be bearish euro. But at the moment, I really don't know. The market's factored in 3.5, but after that move yesterday, I'm not sure if they've undone that 3.5 estimate with this. So if that's the case, then the euro could go either direction. It was obviously a beautiful propulsion gap target to the upside. We've tested this and the buyers have stepped back in again. So I really don't know. Honestly, do not know with this one this afternoon. Afternoon, John. I noticed on your website you have the retail sentiment data. Is that one for institutions as well? That is the combined sentiment. Yes, you've got COT data, which is the institutional data, and then retail sentiment is from retail brokers. You won't find institutions in retail brokers. You will find some, and obviously you will find professional traders in there and fund managers, personal accounts in there. So there will be a lot in there that is right, but the vast majority of it is retail.
1 minute remaining. I'll be reading with the ECB interest rate.
1 minute. Let me just turn the volume up 1 sec. Pound yen. Yeah, I'll check that in a minute. You do know there's news going out, yeah? You're asking me to check the pound yen ahead of the euro rate announcement. Let's get this out of the way first. Watch the spread. $19. 10 seconds.
10 seconds.
You're way behind me, mate. $3.5 as expected.
Hike 50 basis points, hike 50 basis points, hike to 3.5% as expected. Deposit rate, hike 50 basis points, hike 50 basis points, hike to 3% as expected.
It's just
can raise interest rates 50 basis points as an elevated level of uncertainty reinforces the importance of a data-dependent approach on the ECB's policy rate decision, which will be determined by its assessment of inflation outlook in light of incoming economic and financial dynamics. So therefore, the ECB today did decide on an increase of interest rates by 50 basis points in line with its determination to ensure a timely return to the 2% inflation target. As accordingly, interest rates on the main refinancing operation and interest rates on marginal lending facility and deposit facility will be increased by 3.5%, 3.75% and 3% respectively, with effect from the 22nd of March in 2023. So the ECB staff macroeconomic projections were finalized in early March before recent emergence of financial market tension. ECB staff then expect growth to pick up further to 1.6% in both 2024 and 2025, underpinned by a robust labour market, improving confidence and a recovery in real incomes. So ECB says that inflation, excluding energy and food, continues to increase in February, and ECB staff expect it to average 4.6% in 2023, which is higher than foreseen in the December projection. Says the decline will amount to 15 billion euros per month on average until the end of 2023, and its subsequent pace will be determined over time. So as concerns PEPP, the ECB intends to reinvest principal payments from maturing securities purchased under the program until...
Okay, so ECB is... So we've got the 3.5 as expected. Forecast... Sorry, when we just... Oh, you've done it again. Sorry, I'm just trying to get a trade on. I can't. I'm trying to get a short on the euro and I can't get it on, so I'm giving up. So the rate is going to go up to 3.75 is the expectation, and then 3, which means they're going to drop it by 0.75. So what this is indicating is that they are expecting the terminal rate to be 3.75. So So if we look at the current interest rates sitting at 3, we've just had our 50 basis point hike. So we're only forecasting a 0.25 hike moving forward and then staying at 3.75 by the looks of things, and then returning to 3 by end of year. So very similar to what the Fed have said in the fact that they're looking for a decrease this year, which is the first time we heard that this week. That the Fed are potentially going to reduce their rates by end of year. They said they were going to hold them all year. So from a market perspective, that, as you can see, is an as expected result. And the forecast is for an increased interest rate moving forward. So bullish euro. However, it is only a 2.75, 0.25 increase in the future, which is not much, not very bullish. And when you look at what we're currently sitting at inflation on with 8.5, what they're doing is trying to get on top of inflation, and it is starting to come down, but it is still the second highest. So we've got a low interest rate trying to combat the second highest inflation rate in the developed world. So I don't think the market is going to be particularly impressed with that. But we will see what happens over the next sort of 24 hours. But I would see that as kind of mixed. As you can see, the market is not really run in either direction off the back of this. The DAX is holding. It is short, but it's holding. So we'll see what happens in the press conference. So Lagarde needs to back up her reasoning for not increasing interest rates moving forward, basically. And give the market a little bit of confidence that they're going to get on top of inflation, because right now 3% isn't cutting it enough. So CPI figures, I guess they are assuming the CPI figures, or they're seeing CPI figures month on month dropping. So interesting. So not actually anything really to write home about there. I don't think the DAX is going to run. It is going short at the moment. I'm just seeing if it's going to break this low, because if we get ADR broken, we've got a bit of a potential drop ahead of us. Yeah. So this low, remember I said if we break this low, we will collapse. And we've got this little hiccup here, but that is the next proper support. We've got a balance there, potentially at 175. Other than that, I see nothing down to 175 that should stop us. So we've got loads of room to the downside if we get the lows broken, which it looks like we're having a good crack at. We're at ADR. There's ADR hit. So let's see if we can get out the lows. If we can get out the lows, I don't see any reason why we can't get 175. So I'm just going to adjust my TP to 175. It's only $600, but it's enough. I can live with it. Right. Brian, Telly. Very good. They're not Crocs, are they? They're not Crocs. We were talking about Crocs the other day. So Brian's got OpenAI to make a new John Wick, staying out of the markets. Nope, not interested. He looks very fat and depressed there, doesn't he? That's John Wick after he hasn't killed anybody for a while. He's putting on a little bit of weight around the face, getting a bit depressed. With his hands in his Crocs. Look at him, he looks rugged and hard there, doesn't he? He just looks fat and depressed now. A bit washed out. Let's go, DAX! That's good, I like that. Right, broken the lows. So stop to break even. Did I not take this with the EA? Maybe I didn't. Manual stop to break even then. And we'll see if we can get a run on this. Do I want to bank that? I'm quite interested in just getting some money in the bank at the moment, to be honest. I'm not sure that's going to hold that drop, but we'll see. So, oh, bye-bye euro. Oh, you get. was trying to get short on the euro. I've got a breakout EA that I'm using to try and get shorts on. And I've put a breakout on it 3 times and it's popped out the top of the box and cancelled the trade. Yen's going nuts. Okay, so hold on to your hats, everybody. We have got some movement south on the euro. We haven't even got the press conference yet. So yen is dropping hard. Let's see what's going on with the Swiss franc. Swiss franc is whipsawing to the downside. So we would expect the Swissies to go the same way as the euro, which at the moment seems to be south. The US dollar is strengthening off of this news a little bit as well. So we have got some movement. Gold is pushing, so strengthening gold. So they are moving money into safe havens on this news. So there's more money going into gold. There's more money flowing into the yen. So if you've got yen shorts on, happy days. To see if there's any more news out of the press conference that's important. Where are we? There was the rate. Okay, growth to accelerate. That's good. Inflation and growth projections 1.6. Reinvest payments. Staff expect growth to pick up a further 1.6. Just on that one. US short-term interest rate futures add to bets of the Fed rate hike after ECB move. Right. So we're seeing strength in the US because they are now virtually guaranteeing a Fed rate hike next week, which we would expect anyway. ECB refrains from signing future rate moves in statement, so they're not committing to anything, but they are forecasting a 0.25 on the April meeting. ECB policy toolkit is fully equipped to provide blah blah blah. So basically, they will bail out banks if they need to. So 1321. So I think that's probably the end of the statement. So that's the statement out the way. And the rate. So press conference, 15 minutes after market open is when we're going to get the next move. But certainly bearish at the moment by the looks of things. Not massively, but like I said, it's not good, but it's not bad. It's a mixed, I would say it's a mixed result. Slightly strong US dollar, yeah. Right, pound yen I can have a look at now for you. So pound yen, you want to be selling. You want to be selling pound, and obviously at the moment you want to be buying the yen because money's flying into these safe havens because of what's going on. Euro yen short. I've just noticed I've got on 1 second. Just going to close that trade. Not taking a full stop on that. No point. Just going to close it out with a loss. I don't want to be long the yen. US dollar yen. Christ, this is the EA taking trades. Obviously, I've got set up in line with bias, and obviously shouldn't be trading in line with bias at the moment. It should be trading in line with explosions happening in the market. So pound yen. Obviously, you want to be selling it. The pound is a short. The yen is at the moment obviously safe haven buy. So it is ADR. We have exceeded ADR, but as you can see at the moment, ADR means nothing. So that move there was 495 pips off a 189 ADR. So it really all depends what goes on with the news, but these are all sells at the moment, especially the pound, because the pound is weak. So we've got 4 minutes to market open. Sorry, I was expecting to text my physio. That wasn't it. We've got 4 minutes to market open, so we'll see what the open makes of that. But if we can get a flush to the downside at the open, that'd be lovely to help the DAX down. Miami Dave, US dollar ranging inside bar. What? I'm not sure. What? I don't know what you mean. You're talking to someone else, aren't you? Please, can you explain pound yen? Yep, I just did that, didn't I? I think. Hopefully I've covered that enough. Inflation is projected to remain too high for too long. Right, so why are you saying you're going to go up by 0.25? We really need to listen. We need to watch this press conference. So it will all become fed through here. Anything important she says, but that's what I was talking about a minute ago. 3.75 terminal rate does not seem enough to get on top of this, to me, for the Eurozone, because the Eurozone has always been behind. Let me just refresh and see if we've updated. Not yet. So I don't think that's enough. I think we need more. COT report is updated, by the way, everybody. So the 28th of Feb COT report is now up on the website. This is the latest COT. Not a lot of change. Slightly, actually, there's not a lot of change at all. Obviously, bear in mind, this is all the 28th of February. So, you know, when they're short the yen, that isn't going to be short anymore, is it? Not at the moment. And Swiss franc, I would imagine that's probably changed a little bit as well. Oh, what's my mouse not working? It's either my mouse or my fingers not working at the moment. Oops. US dollar moving now. Can you check Aussie dollar yen? Same thing. Look, pound yen, Aussie dollar yen. Yeah, so it's all the same. Yen is along. It's a safe haven. Money's moving into it. What's the value of inflation that would be good enough to go long for a pair? That doesn't work that way. That's not how fundamentals work. I can't really explain how fundamentals work. It's a 5-hour rant. DAX has just pushed back up again. I've stopped out break even on the DAX. Oh, no. I haven't got there yet. Sorry. I'm looking at the M5 time frame over there. That's why. So DAX has pushed down below that low. We're not going any lower at the moment. So the press conference is going to move this, and the Open of New York, which has just happened, is going to push this too. So let's look at the New York Open. There's your pre-minute opening range. Pre-15 minute. Fairly big, obviously because of the Euro announcement. So we're inside the range at the minute. So we see if we can get a break to the upside or downside on this. No idea where this is going to go today. So having a look at the potential movements for the NAS. Obviously, yesterday we closed as a high. So a bit of a weird day yesterday. We had a big long wick to the downside. Obviously, we've had a lot of volatility in the market. So we are still in a bear move, though. So what we're looking for is for this high to be maintained here, which would indicate that market structure is remaining short, which would indicate that we don't want to go too much higher than this, and we should be looking bearish. Obviously, that is if you pay any attention to what happened yesterday being any indication of what's going to happen today. But obviously, we look like we're in a downward channel. Everybody else that thinks this is a bull market thinks we're in a flag and we're about to break it long. One of those two things is right. So downside targets on it today. Yesterday's low is 125 ADR, so it's going to need a fair old kick to get down to there today. So somewhere in here, potentially, we might find some support, which is going to be somewhere in the region of, get rid of my pen, 131 area. There's no propulsion gap targets to the downside to aim for. Broken out to the shorts. Oh, that got bought up quick, look. We have broken out to the downside. That's a new low on the day. There's no real targets at all on the downside to aim for. Very, very difficult to pick anywhere on this at the minute, apart from yesterday's low. So if we are going to drop today, that's the only place I can see that we would potentially head for to test. Other than that, it's lottery when the hell this is going to turn around, if it's going to turn around. So just follow price action. So we're short on the pre-market opening range break to the downside. 5 minute, we've got some propulsion gaps that we're falling into here. Christ, what's wrong with my mouse today? I think I've worn my mouse out. I'm clicking it, nothing's happening. What? I'm clicking it, nothing's happening. God, it's not going to be good for gaming, is it? I could be shooting blanks. That propulsion gap hasn't been tested, although I wouldn't really call that necessarily an accumulation break there. So none of these are very good. They've all been tested. So I really don't see an awful lot of interest in the downside at the moment. So we'll just follow it. I can't see anywhere for turning, anywhere for targeting at all. So if it does go short, I think it's one of those hold on tight jobs today. I've got Euro long on as well, haven't I? Euro CAD. I'm not sure I really want that. I'm just going to reduce risk on Euro CAD down to virtually nothing. I don't really want it. Just in case. If it pops, it pops. It's fine. But if it drops, I want to reduce the risk right down on that Euro. Don't want too much exposure long on it. Swiss franc, I'm exposed long as well. The CAD Swiss short. I'm going to break even that position as well. So I'm just moving stops to break even on that. So break even average on the two positions. Again, if we're going to get the Swiss franc and the Euro weakening, CAD Swiss is going to rise. What's my other Swiss franc exposure? Swiss yen long. I don't want that one either. I'm going to have to turn the EA off and start trading this manually because I don't want these trades on at all. They're all stupid at the moment. In fact, I shall do that now. Oh, if I can get into... Can't get into it. It's too much data coming through. I can't actually do anything on the VPS at the moment. I've got so much stuff to... Do you know what? Streaming 7 to 8 hours a day. I am getting absolutely no work done. No development, no strategy development, no coding. I can't sort my VPS out. I haven't had time to sort out my MT4 in this. I just, I'm not getting any time to do anything. I'm going to have to start reeling back the streams. Otherwise, I'm literally going to be a 24-hour streamer. I'm not going to eat and sleep. I'm just going to be one of those people that dies at the screen because they've been playing games too long. These are my games. So we are short still on the opening range pre-market breakout. There's your 5-minute opening range. I don't scalp much, but today has been pretty good. Very cool. Scalping is very, 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 very hit and miss. Just watch the Dow as well. See what the Dow's up to. Gives us some clues. So the Dow's rejected the lows at the moment. We are sitting in a propulsion gap in the same way as we're sitting in one on the NASDAQ at the minute, which we are getting sold into. So I would just be much more interested in shorts than longs today, but only because of what's going on in the banking sector. What would you say about Aussie dollar Swiss? But we get some John Wicks. Yeah, definitely got some John Wicks today, haven't we, in there? 5 minute, the 15-minute pre-market, the 5-minute opening candle was a large Mr. Wick. Not that one, that one. Uh, 5-minute opening range breakout, we are short. Glad I got out of that. DAX should be pushing short. No, we're not. Not making much headway on the DAX. Aussie dollar Swiss. We've got 7 minutes until Lagarde speaks. I'll have a quick look at the dashboards in a minute. Yeah, that's wiki, isn't it? So Aussie dollar had good unemployment figures overnight, which is bullish. Swiss franc has had a bailout, or was given a bailout to the Credit Suisse, which is bullish. Hence, you have a movement sideways because we've got a bull against a bull at the minute. So not really any reason to take any trades on that. Your midline on the RSI, on the 4 hour and the hourly. There's no reason to trade it at the minute that I can see. It's just sideways. Could go long, could go short. Propulsion, nice propulsion gap to the downside though. So you got that accumulation break there, reversal alert in there, which gave you a propulsion gap target. So I would imagine it will come down there at some point. We're going long on the NAS now. Lots of upside targets on it as well. So again, I don't know on that one. It's a difficult one. Anything you look at which has a yen, a US dollar, or a Swiss franc in it is a potential massive move of 200 to 300 ADR based on what news comes out with banking sector over the next, I mean, literally over the next week. Anything that happens in the banking sector is going to send the Swissy, the yen, and the US wild. So anything you look at with these three in, you've just got to sort of hope. Technical analysis is pretty pointless on them. Unless you get extended. If you get really extended on something, we haven't got any news, then yeah. It's worth a trade. But at the moment, from where you are now, if you're trading on low time frames, you could go either way. Jeez, look at this. Mr. Wick. Nasty. DAX, I'm about to stop out break even. Come on, Lagarde. Can you move this down for me? How long have I got? I've got 6 minutes. I've got to survive for 6 minutes. That's all. Then hopefully Lagarde's going to pop the DAX down for me. Would be nice. Out of EU, Brian? Long on the DAX. NASDAQ, sorry. Stopped out short. Flip long. Look at that. See that? Look. Positive slippage. Look. That's the level my order was at up here. It's given me positive slippage. Would you believe it? Don't see that very often, do you? It's actually slipped in my favor. Wow. Euro's got some movement going on. So just whipsawed, look. No, we're just waiting for Lagarde, basically. 5 minutes. Traders wager on further 15 basis points of ECB hikes by July. 15? We don't go up in 15s. First Republic halted for volatility. There's more trouble in the banking sector. This is volatile as crap. Got to be very, very careful today. Stopped out break even on the DAX. Not sure I want to be in anything today, to be honest. Thank you. You should get some rest. You've been really helpful. That's okay. I should get some rest. I might have a shortish stream this afternoon. Basically, after this ECB announcement's come out, everything's going to start to either rally in the same direction we've had, or it's going to unwind, I think. We've been waiting for this. Tomorrow, all we've got is Michigan tomorrow, so there's no news after this. This is it. Now we've got this. As soon as we get some forward guidance from Lagarde, the market will be ready to make its moves ahead of next Wednesday, when we get the Fed rate. And then obviously, as soon as the Fed rate's out, we're going to get screwed by the Swiss and then the British. All good fun, isn't it? Afternoon, Luke. Get ready for a bumpy ride, yeah. I'm not going to watch Lagarde. I'm just going to keep track of should I launch Financial Juice or should I not? No. I'm just going to keep track of it on Financial Juice. In fact, what I'm going to do, let me get Financial Juice up on my other monitor. And I can just keep track of it over here. Where's it gone? Where's Financial Juice gone? Another window. There we go. So I'll monitor it on my other monitor, and then I can watch. We can watch the charts, and I can shout out anything exciting. Okay, long now on the 5-minute open. US dollars hovering in the middle. So going back to these ADRs, they're all yen based and Swiss based at the moment. Yeah, so anything yen and Swiss, obviously, as you would expect with the Swiss banking crisis going on, and with the safe havens obviously being the yen. This is why you're seeing all these ADRs, same as before, basically. If you want to mean revert these, go ahead. Just be aware that you might be running into that kind of steam train. If one of these other banks gets halted and needs a bailout, we're going down. So could obviously all just mean revert, but it's it's more likely the yens are going to drop, isn't it? We are going to die. Get ready for an explosion. Lagarde is going to open her mouth in 1 minute. And then it all goes pop. I kind of want to get into some euro. I'm in euro CAD long. I've got double euro exposure long. Euro yen long. Swiss yen long. Did I not just take those off? So I really need to get into my VPS. No, I'm flat. I'm flat on the H4. ADR's flat apart from 2 profits. H1 is in 2% of drawdown. This I can't get into, which is H1 hedge. That is sentiment I can't get into. And the one I need to get into, I can't get into. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to just right click. I'm closing it. So that basically gets rid of that. So it's not going to take any more trades. I don't really want, I mean, it's going long at the moment, yeah, but I don't really want to be long the yen in the middle of a financial crisis. So I'm just going to break even these. I don't, if they work, fantastic. But I don't really want to be going long on the yen at the moment. Euro, we'll see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to watch the euro US dollar and see if I can potentially get a decent level of short on the euro, well, a decent trade on the euro US dollar. So realistic stop on this is probably going to be 200, isn't it? So I'm going to watch this and see what happens. So Lagarde is probably speaking now. Let's have a quick look and see if she is actually on. Just coming on now. She's just having a little photo taken. And then this man over here shoos these men away, and then he removes this barrier, which is the press barrier. If they touch that, they get electrocuted. But this man, look, here he comes. Here comes the shooer. And then he's the gathering up the pole man. And all of a sudden, we've got... Oh, no, he's the gathering up the pole man today. There we go. Okay, we're off. She's off. So watch the euro. Oh, my God. Look at this thing. We're just in a holding pattern at the moment. Right. Cabbage. Just made an obvious observation. Swiss pairs appear to be close to all-time highs or lows at M1 timeframes. Monthly. They probably will be, yeah. Huge amount of movement in the safe havens, basically. Christine Lagarde has the perfect face for radio. Oh, you forgot that one. Oh, silly man. Poor Lagarde. She's thinking man's totty, Lagarde. There you go. Look at her. Oh, any lady that wears a brooch. Gotta love her. I like her. She makes me money. One of the very few central banks that actually normally does what they say they're going to do. Here she comes. Ho, ho, ho.
Inflation is projected to remain too high for too long. Therefore, the Governing Council today decided to increase the three key ECB interest rates by 50 basis points, in line with our determination to ensure timely return to our 2% term target.
2%? Good luck with that. You do know that you're at 8.5, you're 6.5% above, yeah? That's a task and a half, isn't it? No movement at the moment. I'm not going to listen to the press conference. She needs some Crocs. She definitely needs some Crocs. I bet she does wear Crocs. She looks like a Croc wearer. Definitely. Aslan, hi. Do you trade price action? I do. Not too stupid. I do like watching Lagarde. She's a very calming speaker.
The euro area banking sector is resilient.
No, it's not. Hang on, Credit Suisse is falling over. I disagree.
System, if needed.
However, it will bankrupt us.
The new ECB staff macroeconomic projections were finalized in March, before the recent emergence of financial.
Yeah. Can't listen to her going on. Still long NASDAQ. So just watching basically Euro US dollar for any signs of Lagardism. Basically her moving the market strongly. Just to see if I can get a quick move on. Lacoste Crocs. Yes, Lagarde wearing Lacoste Crocs. I'm going to put that into... I'm going to see if we can get an AI of Lagarde wearing Lacoste Crocs. Yellen is about to testify to Senate as well shortly, so we might get some volatility off of the US dollar. Here we go. Let's see if we can get Lagarde wearing Lacoste Crocs. Christine Lagarde wearing Lacoste Crocs and socks. I can't spell Lacoste. Let's see what it makes of that. Got a bit of bullishness coming through on the euro. I'm going to take a quick buy on the euro. Looks like she's talking it up a little bit. Let's see if we can get some price action up into the highs. I have no idea what it's going to make of that. That could be quite interesting, couldn't it? Okay. Okay, break even on this trade, 1% nearly. Let's go Lagarde. What is that? Oh no, poor old Christine. She's got really old. Okay. Apparently, this is Christine Lagarde wearing Lacoste Crocs. Look at her. She looks very old and sad. Look at her. Look, she's about 100. They're not even Crocs. They're not Crocs either. They're slippers. AI, you have no idea what you're talking about. It's not a bad likeness, is it? Look, it's got the blonde hair. It's got the age pretty much right. But it's not really Christine Lagarde, is it? Bless. 1.2. My P&L's moving, but my price feed seems to have stopped for some reason. That is not Christine Lagarde wearing Lacoste Crocs. Sorry, OpenAI, you are not right. Macron to force through pension reforms without a vote. Okay, that's just come through. Macron is about to force through some kind of pension reform. Right, okay, what the hell's going on with my MT5 feed? Why am I not seeing any movement? My P&L's moving, but my price feed's stuck. Oh, my word. Uh, 4.6% should be 2023 and 2 on 2024. Put the subtitles on. Yeah, no. Subtitles are usually wrong. I find the subtitles quite often are not what the person is saying. Hear you dangling a carrot. Yeah. Well, I'm break even on this trade, so I'm either going to eat the carrot or I'm not. But my odds are $1,500 profit or nothing. I like them odds. Pound Swiss on the move. Yeah, you find the Swiss franc will be moving along with the euro. So anything Swiss will be moving because the euro is moving. Nasdaq's out the highs. So all your Swissies will be on the move along with the... Look at that for... Oh, look at that for John Wick. God, if you're not going to get John Wick out for anything, look at the wicks on that. That is the wickiest thing I've ever seen in my life, I have to say. New Zealand dollar Swiss, that indicates Swiss franc weakness. Just watch this and just see where this goes. She hasn't said anything yet that's come up as red news. So whatever she's saying, the market seems to kind of like it at the moment. But that's Dobby from Harry Potter. It is actually, isn't it? That does look like Dobby from Harry Potter. Where's it gone? Where's my... Okay. Yeah, it is Dobby. Aw. What's this all about, look? Some feet. She looks like she's got a little cup, look. Please give the euro some money. We've run out. We've had to bail out the Swiss national, the Credit Suisse. Swiss National Bank came cap in hand and said, can we have some money for Credit Suisse, please? Brian needs a towel. He's just spat all over his monitor again. John Wick burning Crocs would be lit. John Wick burning Crocs. No, I want John Wick celebrating this euro US dollar going through the roof. Although I don't. Here we go. It's 0.6, 0.7. I'm kind of. I'm not going to bank it. I'm going to hold it. Did you type in pure leaf by mistake? Nope. I definitely typed in Christine Lagarde. It did not come out as Christine Lagarde at all. Who's these blokes in the background? Look at the hands again. Look, it's got real problems with the hands again, hasn't it? Look, it's hiding the hands, but look at Christine's hands. Unfortunately, she seems to have completely lost her fingers. And so does the bloke. Oh, no, he's got them. That woman seems to have lost her hand. That woman's legs are all over the place. Look, this bloke's only got 3 fat fingers. He looks like he's been hit in the face with a spade. And that's elephantiasis over there, isn't it? That's not good at all. Yeah. AI's got a long way to go. NASDAQ long is going very well. We will do a little bit of analysis of the other pairs when this has calmed down. We just need to obviously see what happens with this. Wait till Lagarde's finished speaking. Traders raise the ECB rate bets 25 basis points hike by July. That's 3 months away. So I would really well hope so. I would suspect more likely April. I would like to trade Yellen for Lagarde. How much boot would he have to give? Yes, Yellen. They're all talking heads. They're all there to make money. She knows what to, they all know what to say to pump or dump the market. They're not allowed to trade, but it doesn't mean they're not allowed to have other people in the market getting an inkling. Looks like I'm going to get stopped out of this break even. Unable to make a new high. Mary Berry. We could put Mary Berry in charge. Yeah, that's not a bad lookalike for Mary Berry. Nearly get stopped out there. Oh, not quite. Yeah, that's not a bad Mary Berry lookalike either. We're just generalising on old ladies, aren't we? The elderly lady population. Short EU scalp, Brian. Brian wins. I'm stopped out break even. I might join you there, Brian. Short euro. So price action basically is rejecting the highs. They've just taken liquidity from that short run. So everybody with their silly little tight stops at the highs has just been liquidated. So next stop would be down at these lows. What tends to happen with these press conferences is what you find is when the press conference ends, that's when the move starts. So as soon as Lagarde has finished speaking and they know there's nothing more to come, that's when they will start to take their positions for the next rate hike. So they will start a move, usually at the end of the press conference. But the press conference has, she's still reading off the script at the minute, but the press conference does have a Q&A session. And those Q&A sessions is when we tend to find, the questions we want answered. What the hell are you doing with the rates? Forget the fluff. We're going up or down. So pushing up again now. So that propulsion gap there, we just rebought that. I'm a bit tight on these stops, to be honest. So I would be very surprised if I'm not stopped out on that. We'll see. Do you do one-to-one mentoring, Tom? No. You're in it. I can mentor you, but why not do it in here so that everybody gets a benefit? Like a well-stung melted welly. A well-stung melted welly. I don't know what that is. What planet are, in what planet are they crocs? Yeah, crocs. And what's happened there? Look. What is this? Has she got her hands in them? Poor old Lagarde. Bless. Bless. Right, she's still going. We will wait until she is finished, and then we'll see what market movement we get. Euro, the Swiss franc is kind of hovering at the minute. Nasdaq's taking out the current highs. So we're getting some sell orders triggering at these highs. Obviously, this is high of day. So we've made a new low of day at the open, and we're halfway up to the high of day. So either this is going to be a nice little trend day out the highs today, or we're just going to go into a rotation day today. And it wouldn't surprise me if we got a rotation day today, because obviously with what's going on, there's a lot of uncertainty in the market. So there's not any real urge to buy or sell stocks at the minute. You like the picture a little too much. Which one? I know, the Lagarde one. I don't like it at all, really. I don't know what to make of it. It's not right, is it? It's just not right. It's not right, and it's not okay. How long is the Q&A usually? No time limit. She usually takes sort of 3 or 4 questions. We might be in Q&A now by the looks of things, because she's not looking at the... It looks like she's got eye contact with someone now, so I think we're probably in Q&A now.
Assessment of inflation, light of incoming economic and financial data. Number 2, dynamics of underlying inflation.
That was a big sneeze, wasn't it?
Components. We never discuss them, we never let them out, and they are clearly identified.
If we make a new low here, I'm just going to move this to break even. Actually, I might just move the stop loss down rather than break even.
The uncertainty.
Okay. Reducing stop, just reducing risk.
That were decided by staff, sorry, not decided, but determined by staff.
I've got Discord opening. It drives me nuts, Discord, that noise. Turn it off.
March 1st for the euro area macroeconomy.
Okay, reducing risk more, a little bit more. Pretty much break even now on this. So we're forming a propulsion gap here. So my stop is right at the top of the propulsion gap at the moment. I'm not trying to scalp out here, if anybody's wondering. You know, I've had many opportunities to bank $200 over and over again, but I'm trying to get a runner on, because when this press conference is over, we will get a move, and if we can get the direction of the move right, it's a $1,000 day. So I'm not looking to take little bits out of the market, which I could be doing, but I'm looking to try and get a runner trade on, really go for the home run. This is a proper valuation. I'm just trying to get it over the line, basically. If the base, sorry, let me just turn the guard down. If the baseline persists as uncertainty decreases, there will be a lot more ground to cover. This is a big caveat. Basically, just talking about potential interest rate increases in the future, not ruling out higher than 0.25%, obviously. So nothing cemented, but nothing particularly exciting coming out of that. The banking sector is currently in a much better position than it was in 2008 when it crashed, obviously. So yeah, basically what she's saying is it's in a better position for bailouts at the moment, which is understandable, but afternoon, Seymour. Please forgive your tardiness. Forgiven. Although you are missing probably the largest news event of the week. If you're going to turn up late for something, why not turn up late for the big one? Although at the moment it's not very big. We're just waiting for the press conference to finish so that we can get the move started. But at the minute we're just whipping. I'm quite tempted just to close out. But if I close out, it's going to go short. Going to break even. We've got a large wick forming to the downside. So I think this is all part of just a whipsaw, potentially. So I'm just going to break even that. So I'm just not going to take any loss on it. Out. Flat again. If there's a liquidity crisis, can exercise creativity quickly, but this is not what we want, what we are seeing. If there is a liquidity crisis, can exercise creativity quickly, but this is not what we are seeing. We're not seeing a liquidity crisis. So she's talking about the banking issues at the moment. Okay.
Good afternoon, and thank you for taking my questions. President Lagarde, could you unpack for me what you mean not more ground to cover?
I missed the first part of the question. Can you repeat the first part? I missed it.
Yes. I said, could you please unpack your statement that
She didn't say lean into the camera as far as you can. She said she missed the first part of the question. The left side of your glasses is missing, mate. Oh, the left side of your don't lean over. Your left side of your head will go. That'll mean you die.
Second question.
Oh God. Are we giving up on inflation? You don't really have a choice. Right. At the moment, just looking at the market structure at the minute, we've had a rejection of those highs. We've obviously pushed down into this propulsion gap and pushed back out of it. So at the minute, we've got no real indication of which way we're going. What we have done is broken that low. So I would be bearish on this at the minute. But obviously, it all depends on what the market makes of what we've just seen. So Lagarde's obviously not really very bullish, but at the moment, not very bearish at the moment either. So it's very difficult to tell which direction this is going to go. So all you can really do is get in, hope, and get out, basically. So from what I can see at the minute, obviously, we've had this big flush. We're flagging. We've broken down off of the news and we've rejected the highs. So I would say this looks at the moment bearish. I just had some news come in there. One sec. 3 out of 4 didn't support the decision. What decision? Why would you say that? What a stupid thing to say. Look. Dissenters wanted more time. For what? Why don't you give us some news we can understand? So I'm looking to press the short side at the minute. So if we get any pushes back up into here, I would look for a little short out of that. Yellen is about to speak. Of course, news this afternoon, isn't it? Oh, Janet. Can we have some young people in charge of the banks, please? Get ready to sell short in a second. Nasdaq is still along at the minute. Nothing's moving. Sorry, what? Why can't I take any trades? Christ's sake. Valid stop loss, 250. Oh, last candle. Oh, idiot. I haven't got pit mode on, sorry. Try that again. There we go. Short. So, short euro again. So we just pushed up and we're rejecting the highs again. So I'm just anticipating that sort of structure. I've got to just get a feeling because she's talking up a 2.25 interest rate increase on the next move. That's going to be, the market's not going to be particularly enamored with this. And I'm just anticipating when this press conference is over, some short selling to start. I may or may not get it. I don't know, but certainly a 2.5 increase in interest rates when your inflation is at that level. I don't think it's really enough. So I think the market might be thinking along the same sort of lines, but we need to wait until she's had the questions, and this could take a while. So what we'll do, I think I'll keep an eye on the news, and we'll have a look over at the FX pairs and just see what's going on the FX side of things. So at the moment, your ADRs are all, as we looked at this morning, yen pairs and Swiss pairs, mainly, apart from the Aussie New Zealand, which hit really early, and that was because of the news. So we had the Australian dollar straight up into resistance. We got the reverse alert for a short. Very nice. So that's a really nice short. I like that short long term as well. We're extended on the RSI on the hourly. So that's a really nice looking short Aussie New Zealand. So that's come off beautifully. We're just about to get the hourly reversal alert in 45 minutes. This is a new candle, but it looks like we might get the reversal alert there as well. So that's a nice short. Aussie dollar yen, everything you're taking on these side of things with these yens potentially will go either direction. It's all dependent on what happens with these banks. Obviously, we've got a lot of money flowing into the safe haven at the moment, into the yen. So trying to long these is like, at the moment, longing against the hope that we won't get any more news negative about banks. Obviously, if that happens, there's every chance we might get a push up. The Australians have had great news on the unemployment figures, so it should be bullish. But as you can see, the yen is incredibly strong at the moment. Again, today, it's holding everything back. So I wouldn't want to try any ADRs on these at the moment, on these yen pairs. They're all extended. But at any moment, they could all fly, obviously, on news events. So shorting everything yen at the minute really is kind of the way forward. That will stop at some point, but you can't tell. You know, with these, with the amount of fear, we're in an extreme fear state at the moment, which means obviously the market will want to put money into the safe havens, pull it out of the stock market, put it into the safe havens. So we'll be looking short stocks, long yen. Pretty much break even stop on this long. I don't think this is going to hold either. So the DAX, I think it's a short today. So yeah, so all of these basically, you can look at all these CAD yens, these Swiss yens, they are potential ADR reversals, but you are literally trying to reverse into that strength, and that strength at some point will fail. So lower time frames, obviously, yeah, you can get into some counter trend moves. Fear and greed index has just come back in again. Extreme fear 21. That's up 3 on yesterday's figures, which was 18. So we're a little bit less scared than we were, but we're still very, very scared. So, you know, safe havens is where the money goes. Yen, Swiss. Swiss, obviously, at the moment, not sure. So all of these, very, very careful. May or may not get some mean reversions on them, but I would say less likely at the minute while we've got this uncertainty. The only other things we got are the Swiss franc ones, so all the Swiss franc pairs. And again, these have started to mean revert. However, with what's happened with the Swiss National Bank bailing out Credit Suisse, there's every opportunity for the Swissy to pop, and obviously that will make these all drop. So we're looking for the continuation shorts on them. So these RSI extensions and ADRs we're seeing are all valid for shorts, I think, with strength in the Swiss franc. So any of these, where we've got, what's the first one? Euro Swiss. Well, Euro Swiss I'd be a bit careful with today because obviously that's mixed. But pound Swiss, short. So that was an ADR to the downside. So yeah, I'll be looking to short that one on a pullback now. So wait for the next reversal alert here. Yeah, that's potentially a good little short opportunity. And US dollar Swiss is the other one. So that's extended to the downside, pulling back. You've had the reverse alert on the hourly, dropping down to M5. You've probably already had it here. So there's your reverse alert, there's your M pattern, and there's your retest out those lows. So they all look good, the Swissies, I think. Your RSIs, all you've got on RSI is Swiss yen on the 4 hour. So that's nicely extended on the 4 hour, but again, you don't, this is a safe haven battle. Yen is winning, obviously, a lot. So do not get in the front of that and just leave it. Pound yen is extended on the hourly. Again, don't really want to be longing the pound in any shape or form, especially against something like the yen at the moment. And then the New Zealand dollar yen, same sort of thing. We've had negative news on the New Zealand dollar. That's been coming down. Safe haven is powering up. Don't want to mean revert it. So very, very difficult at the moment. We were with the updated figures on COT and everything at the moment. We're now down on the US dollar CAD to a single buy. Yeah. So there's not a lot of buys out there. The sells have dropped as well. The market has shifted. All the sentiment is shifting. Everything is shifting. So just be a little careful. You need to adjust, obviously, anything that you're getting into. You're still going, Lagarde?
Going up. This is not going to stop. Fight against inflation.
Interest rate rises.
Are seeing some slight improvements in certain areas, but frankly, not a lot.
Not a lot. Okay. So obviously with the figures that she's talking about, obviously are CPI. The next PMI is obviously another one. The PMI figures go in the pot with CPI, but the next CPI release for the euro is that's the German. So that would be the main one, is Thursday, end of this month. So we've got 2 weeks basically. So the flash estimate comes out on that Friday as well. So what she's saying is, at the moment, it seems like we're looking at a 0.25 increase until we get to these figures here, and then it will be reassessed. If these figures are positives, then they will probably look at a 0.5. And obviously, you know, all she's saying is we know we're 8.5, we know we're way too high, and this is coming down very, very, very slowly on the quarterly basis. It's coming down by 0.1. So it's not good. Yeah. So this needs to be coming down by 0.4s, 0.5s. If they're going to get to their 2% inflation target, yeah, and we only get these figures every month, we're going to need a 0.5 decrease on this to get anywhere near 2% by the end of this year, which is highly unlikely. 0.1s, yeah, if we carry on at this rate for the entire year, we'll be down at 7.5 this time next year. Their target is 2. So the only way they're going to achieve that is by increasing those interest rates. Which is why I don't think the market is going to like the fact that they're talking about 0.25 increases, because it's not enough. So I get the feeling we may well be looking at a little bit of a short sell in the euro over the coming weeks until we get to those CPI figures. And if those CPI figures have come down, brilliant. Then I think we'll probably get some movement from there. But I don't see the euro. It is still bullish, but I would be very mixed over it, I think, at the minute. But yeah, we'll see, won't we? Nothing we can do. We just have to wait and see what happens with Mrs. Lagarde and the next couple of weeks. Has anybody got any pairs they want to look at in particular? If you have, let me know and we can have a look at those. We got 98 people in here and only 45 likes. Come on, let's get another little click, can we, on the like button? See if we can get some more bods in here. 0.6 in profit. Just going to bring my stop loss down, reduce risk. Miami, Dave, long Aussie dollar, US dollar. Wish you luck. Good luck. Good luck. That's the wrong film, isn't it? That's not John Wick. Good luck. That's a proper that's a proper John Wick, that. Look at that. Tight bodies, long wicks. You have literally got a 50-50 shot on that. Strong US dollar. I would be shorting this personally, but if it's short and intraday, fine. But if you're going to try and hold this, I would be probably the other way. It's just so range. I don't think it really matters, really. If you're going to position trade it, get in there, and get out there. It's really difficult, that one. Not really got any advantage in either direction. Let's go euro. Break even on the trade. Again, third attempt to get on this thing. What if I could have banked $600, couldn't I? Just go for the glory. I want the big one. I want to be able to go and post in the Telegram group today. Hey, look at my sniper entry and my 55-1. I passed stage 1 of the fivers. Only 2 more stages of this pain to go of trying to trade with 10-1 leverage. Absolutely impossible. Just not possible. Mumo, just in. What did I miss? Is it the end of the world? No, the world is absolutely fine. Lagarde has not said anything groundbreaking whatsoever. And we've got a load of French journalists who all wear glasses for some reason. And they're all round glasses. It's obviously what's in vogue in France at the moment. But they're just popping questions at her. And yeah, we ain't going anywhere. We are going down though. So I'm trying to get a sell on the euro. Trying being the operative word. I keep getting stopped out. But I'm in now with 0.9. So as long as she doesn't say anything crazy bullish, hopefully I'll be able to get a rally off of this. And 1.175 is my goal, but I don't think I'm going to get that, to be honest. I think that might be a little bit out of reach. I'm selling pound US dollar, Daniel. That's a good sell. I like the sound of that one. Are you position trading this, or is this a stop loss trade? If you're position trading this, your entry, you can see this little cell. What's that little cell? Oh, that was in and that was in, out. Can't see it. It's behind there. But that was in and out. ADR reversal. Bang. One candle done. But yeah, like this short, we had a massive extension on RSI. So initial entries on this one, because we were market structure short, would have been here. So if you're position trading this, you'd have been in multiple positions and out now, or getting out potentially. But like this short, definitely, especially after this US dollar strength yesterday. Next week, we've got the Fed rates. As long as the Fed rates go 0.25 higher, we should get more strength on the US dollar. The US dollar is going to then put itself as the key interest rate driven asset, makes itself the most attractive out there. Its inflation is coming down at a rate of knots, but that obviously opens the door for the Fed to stop increasing the interest rates and start to drop them. So I think we've probably got another month or two of potential strength on the US, and then I think we'll probably see that starting to wane. So we'll be keep an eye on the COT basically, and just see what happens to the US dollar. We were 68. We are starting to get a little bit less long US, and that will start to shift back to sort of neutral, I think, with the US dollar. But yeah, I like that as a short, definitely. Reversal alert. Not a particularly pretty one, but very nice. Looking for a pullback. We've got that propulsion gap potentially to test as well, so we might get more of a pullback on its way back down. But short overall, 4 hour. Yeah, very, very gradual. We haven't had that strength in the US dollar, and we've had a lot of strength in the pound as well, unwarranted in my opinion. There's no reason to strengthen the pound at the minute. Nasdaq long still going, still short euro. It's not me slacking on the like. Good man, James. We've got 60 likes now. That's good. Pump the algorithm. 59 likes on my side of the pond. You've done it 59 times, Brian. Thank you. Daniel, yes, you're position trading it. Right, yeah. Okay, cool. So yeah, if you're position trading it short, I think you're pretty safe. The movement on this pair is, 3-day swings, 3 to 5 day swings. So as long as you're getting that market movement, look at that head and shoulders. Look, one that worked. Woohoo! That's a little bit of a squeeze. Obviously, we had the US dollar issue where it weakened a little bit. But that is your next stop, if needed, for an extra position. But I think after this move now, we'll probably get the short out of that. But, it could be a short trap. What's the retail sentiment on this? Very mixed on the pound. So pound US dollar, pretty much bang in the middle. There's more shorts than longs, but very marginal. So there's no real bias either way for retail. There's no real directional bias. There's no need to drive it hard in one direction or the other at the minute. Didn't Lagarde announce 25 basis point rise for the next one? Yeah, Forex Factory has gone from 3 to 3.5. Yeah, no, it's a 3.5. The next one, she has said 25 basis points on the next one. But obviously that's going to depend on the CPI figures, which we've got end of the month. So we've got to wait until end of the month. Hey, look who's just turned up. Useless retail candlesticks. We're using these useless retail charts, these ones that he's using here, we're using these. but we're useless. Buy my course. You won't be useless anymore. I wouldn't take the mickey out of him if he didn't turn up so much, yeah? Literally every day, 10 times a day, isn't it? Must be costing him an absolute fortune. Think how many courses he's selling at 1,000, 1,500 or 2 grand or whatever the course costs. That's why the guy's got a big house. Stuck Euro US dollar at the minute. So we've slowed right down. She is still talking. So we're still waiting for the press conference to finish. Hopefully then we'll get that flush. Hopefully. I'm buying pound Swiss. Chev. I wouldn't buy anything pound at the moment. Yeah. Personally. If you look at the bias on the pound overall, so these are all the pound pairs, and obviously we've got euro pound as the opposite long. So euro pound long means short pound. All the pound pairs, the only one we've got with a positive is pound CAD. Everything else is a sell at the moment based on fundamentals, cot positioning, and retail positioning. Pound US dollar being the big one of the lot. So yes, pound Swiss is range bound, so you could literally trade it in both directions. There's zero bias on anything to do with cot positioning in futures market or retail positioning. So it's literally a -2 based on fundamentals against the Swiss franc. So it could go anyway, really, anywhere, pound Swiss. But based on the pound, I would be shorting the pound. But if you're buying, it depends where you bought it, doesn't it? You might be into profit now, but you're coming basically up into this area of balance. So we've got 2 areas of balance on the chart. One there. Let me just zoom out a little bit. Go away. My mouse is not working properly. So we got... Go away, mouse. Sorry, I've got malfunction of my fingers at the moment. So we've got this area of balance here. Yeah. And then we've got this area here, where we were quite happy to transact. If you scroll back, you'll see that that was resistance. Turning into balance, we went to price discovery. Price discovery failed, came back into balance at the high of the previous area, and we broke down. So the market is bearish, and this is where we broke from to make our new low. So market structure is short. This is where I'd be selling it from. But it is a range-bound pair. So you can see there's an awful lot of movement on it. But the pound is the pound fundamentally is the worst currency at the moment in all of the developed world. So, you know, you can see that it's swinging very nicely. So, yeah, but that's where we looks like we're going next, isn't it? Short. So I'll be looking to short it out of there, but reversal at M5, M15. But if you got in down here and you're scalping on low time frames, tick. But I wouldn't get in here now. I would be getting in. If you want to get in short, I'd be looking to get in somewhere down here and get out on that. But who knows? At the moment, anything can go anywhere. It does literally anything can go anywhere at the moment. We seem to have no more Lagarde news filtering in. Oh no. Still getting the questions. Look, why is it every reporter wears glasses? Literally every reporter I've seen so far has all got glasses on. Why is it? It's because they're all really intelligent, isn't it? I wear glasses. Sign of intelligence. Geeks rule the world. Might get picked on at school. We're going to run all the businesses. Finally got my revenge on Euro US dollar, Philip. Good. I'm hoping to get my revenge on Euro US dollar, but it's not playing ball at the minute. Fun with numbers. There's only one thing that's useless in that image. Which one was that? I don't know which image I was looking at. So if Lagarde news is negative on euro, as US dollar has a very nice interest rate, does that give me the opportunity to go short on euro US dollar? Yeah, so this is the buyer scorecard on the website here. Will give you an indication of what the expected moves will be based long term. This is obviously based on fundamentals. Yeah, so we look at the fundamentals being the key fundamentals which move the market are here. So we look at the interest rates, how the interest rates have changed. We look at inflation and how inflation has changed, what the GDP is and how it's changed, and unemployment and how that changes. So these are what we call the leading indicators, which is what the institutions use as their main scorecarding for whether or not a currency will be attractive or unattractive moving forward. COT positioning gives you the futures market positioning on each of these, telling you which way the big institutions are trading, which goes from 1 to 4. And then retail gives you a score based on whether or not retail are short or long. If retail are short, we should be looking for longs. If retail are long, we should be looking for shorts because retail get it wrong all the time. Yeah. So this overall gives you a score. Every euro pretty much is a long apart from New Zealand dollar. Yeah. Sorry, apart from US dollar. The reason euro US dollar is a short is because the fundamentals are ever so slightly negative. We have no bias on COT because the market is long the euro and they are long on the US dollar. Yeah. So US dollar futures market is long. Euro futures market is long. There's no bias, but the futures market is a little bit more long on the euro than the US, but we don't. The amount isn't relevant really. It's what direction they're going in. So euro US dollar is a short, but it's a very weak short at the moment. The only way this will become a strong sell, a -4, or rather a sell, not a strong sell, is when retail go a little bit more long on it. That will become a -2, meaning the market will probably want to come down and grab their liquidity. So it's a little bit range bound, I would say, euro US dollar. There's no massive advantage long. There's no massive advantage short. Look what it's doing. We're just not going anywhere. Yeah. So it doesn't matter which way you take it. So if you took an RSI extension to the upside, you sell it, and you see I've been selling it. I sold it there. I sold it there. I haven't actually bought it, but so I sold these extensions. You could have bought those extensions. Yeah, sold that extension, bought that one, bought that one, bought that one, bought that one, sold up there, sold there, sold there, and sold there. Doesn't matter, does it? Getting either way, it's range bound. However, this has thrown a right spanner in the works. So this is why I'm fairly flat at the minute, because I really don't know what the fallout of this is going to be. This is how financial collapses start. However, this is also how they get fixed, by quickly reacting and solving problems. So we'll see. EU Wyckoff schematic. Yeah, that is a Wyckoff. You know, but I don't, you know, you can see everything in everything, yeah? You can give me any chart and I'll give you a pattern that's bullish and bearish. What happens next has got nothing to do with what that pattern was, has it? You know, this is a Wyckoff spring. But it's only a Wyckoff spring because we had a financial collapse in multiple banks at the same time. Yeah? Otherwise, that wouldn't be a Wyckoff spring, would it? The market hasn't gone down there to go and grab liquidity for a Wyckoff spring to bring it up to there to accumulate and push. The market's come down to there because the thing's collapsing. You know, this is the thing. Whenever you look at anything like the Wyckoff methods, you look back in time and go, oh, that was a beautiful Wyckoff. Why was it a Wyckoff? You've got to think of the underlying on it. And that's not a Wyckoff because of a Wyckoff. That's a Wyckoff because we had a 300 ADR move, euro US dollar, because there's banks collapsing. Do you think back in 2008, when we got the first bank go and we got a move like that, everyone went, oh, look, there's a Wyckoff, let's buy it. They're all dead now. So yes, technically it's a wick off. Until it gets up to here and does some kind of symmetrical triangle break up to the upside, I'm not interested. I shall be just watching. Spring flip, double dip, whoopie doo. Yeah, it's basically a load of crap. As you know, I don't pay any attention to that sort of stuff. I pay attention to what the world is doing, which is much more important. Have you shut up yet, Lagarde? You're still going. This is a long old press conference. She's going to stop me out at break even again, isn't she? I can see it coming. I might have to take a small loss on the day today. I don't think I'm going to get any more positions on after this because it's taken far too long. NASDAQ is lovely, still going on the NASDAQ if you're out on the highs. So just be where we're up there now, potentially slowing. Cabbage, I always thought it was a sign of bad eyesight. Having glasses, yeah. It is a sign of bad eyesight, mainly because I've been staring at trading screens for 15 years. I have been wearing glasses for 20 years, but I only need them for long distance. I can see everything close up, no problem. It's long distance driving. I've got a different type of eyesight. I've got matrix eyesight when it comes to charts and crap eyesight when it comes to driving, which isn't good, is it? Especially when you're driving performance cars. You kind of need to know where you're going. Quite important. I'm seeing a buy on Euro US dollar. Daniel, buy it. You know, it's like I say, buy it. It can go either way, can't it? Euro US dollar at the minute. Why are you seeing a buy? You know, what's your strategy? All I'm seeing is a market collapse based on US dollar strength because the market will pile into the US dollar when we have problems. I'm seeing a flag pattern break to the downside and a bear pattern, which is bearish. But, you know, this is why the market works, isn't it? You will be seeing a long wick, long buy. So therefore, you will be the person that buys my sell, or I will be the person that sells your buy. This is why the market operates, because unless we have two people that have an opinion in the opposite direction, this doesn't work, does it? Which is absolutely fine. Everybody's going to be right and everybody's going to be wrong. As long as you don't use a stop loss, you'll be right all the time. H4 pullback. Yeah, so you're looking basically that, aren't you? You shouldn't be buying it. This is a pullback on the 4 hour. Short. You said you were buying, didn't you? See a buy on your real style, yeah. But I don't know. We'll find out. We will find out. As soon as she shuts up, here we go, she's gone. Right. Okay, so that's finished. Get rid of that. So let's see if we can get a move underway and see if the market has any inclination to get this thing underway this afternoon. We might just find we get sideways and go nowhere, but quite often this is where we start to see the moves happening. So let's have a quick look at the DAX and see if the DAX is got any traction. DAX is rallying. Euro pound has just hit ADR. So we've got a move starting there on the euro short. NASDAQ's rallying, which indicates US dollar strength, which would indicate euro US dollar short. No movement at the minute. Is this pound weakness? No. So euro pound basically is just a gradual push back down into ADR. Wouldn't want to long that really. Indices are still popping, so that would indicate a short move in the US dollar. There we go. NASDAQ's out the highs. Well, that's a lovely opening range breakout today. Look, there we go. So this is Lagarde now. Everybody's got the information they need. They're starting their moves. US dollar's dropping. That's not going to help euro US dollar. But you can see, obviously, the US dollar is dropping. The euro is not even managing to make moves against it. So the euro at the moment is pretty weak because it's dropping against that US dollar as well. So as soon as we get some strength in the US, obviously this thing could probably come down this afternoon. So Nasdaq's out the highs. If you're long Nasdaq on the opening range breakout, well done. Where are we going? So target $2,000. Okay, so target on this is the high here. This high is obviously where we are at the moment. So if we're going to find any sellers, that's probably where we're going to get them. So stop loss is in profit now. Can't lose on the trade. That high, basically, we just need to see if that holds. If that high doesn't hold, this accumulation here, another little head and shoulders at work. Look, oh, second one I've spotted in a day. You wait for head and shoulders that work to come along, two come along at once, like buses. That's our high where we're heading today, which is just under 100 ADR, potentially on ADR hit to the upside. Be nice. S&P will be rallying to try and do the same thing. That's struggling a little bit more than the Nasdaq is. Dow is flipping long as well. That again has got loads of upside. Lots and lots of places where we're going to potentially find resistance on the Dow. So we may get held back by the Dow, but we'll see how far we get up on that one. But that one's running very nicely. DAX is going out the highs as well, which would indicate a weak euro, but we're not getting it. The US dollar's too weak. No movement. Not going to get that one on either. Oh, annoying. Break even. Again, third one today. Not able to get a trade on today. Just can't get any traction. That one for the ad with the useless retail candlesticks. Yeah, that's him, Nirav. He's on my screen 99% of the time with these useless retail candlesticks. And then he shows a chart with candlesticks on it. Can't make it up, can you? How the sentiment EA test going? Right, so sentiment EA test. I can't get onto it on the VPS at the moment. In fact, I might be able to now because I've shut MT5. There you go, look. Right? Don't tell me MT5 is not a resource hog. That thing, I can't get on it. Yeah? Suddenly, I close MT5. Ta-da! Everything works. MT5 is the worst thing in the world. If you're not forced to use it by your broker or your prop firm, run. Awful. So this is the sentiment EA test. Let me just make sure it's got the right dates. Okay, well, there we go. So we started on Tuesday. There we go. So we're $7,000 up, but we're 11 grand down on the week because we were 18 grand up, weren't we? Morgan Stanley and others in talks to strengthen First Republic, according to sources. So First Republic Bank is still in trouble. Sitting in 16% drawdown. Obviously, the problem here is that news event. There's nothing in dramatic drawdown though. That's 2%, 1.3. So there's nothing really going into anything worrisome. It's 2%. Not good, but not bad. But Wall Street Journal is also reporting that the big banks and others talk about capital injection into First Republic. So yeah, not great. But the problem is not with the sentiment strategy as a whole. The problem is that the way this is getting in after the sentiment. So the sentiment there was 80, 20 there. Now we're sitting at 55, 45. So it's not taking additionals. If we'd have been taking additionals on this, we would have been out on the entire thing with a profit. So I need to do a retest on this. Again, I haven't had time. I've been streaming so much. I haven't had time to go in and adjust the settings on it. So what I think it needs is the settings adjusted in the EA to basically use the additional trades when sentiment is not on side feature and to get in regardless once we've got that first one on and get that first profitable close in. So I'm going to need to recode the EA slightly. So this strategy was working really well until that pop. And because now sentiment has completely shifted, as we saw, yeah, looking at all the Swissies, for example, yeah, all those Swissies were like 98s and things. We've still got a 93 on that one. CAD Swiss, still a 92. Swiss yen dropped to 58. Euro Swiss dropped to 64. This was up in the 80s and 90s, wasn't it? So it's not handling those properly. But look at it, it was doing absolutely beautifully. The sentiment was absolutely spot on. We were just making money. Banks exploded. But, you know, there's no EA in the world that is going to really trade effectively through that. Apart from one, maybe, the market reversal alerts EA. Hey, oh, look, green. Not advertising, but hey, green. So yeah, there's the P&L. So yeah, it's got some work to do, basically. I need to do more work on it. Better to wait for the outcome on the Euro news. Yeah, I think we already have, haven't we? The low you see is a liquidity grab for me, Daniel. Yeah, I would, on any other day, I would totally agree with you. Yeah, but that yesterday, yeah, that is not a liquidity grab. They are not. This is not right. So you need to understand how the banks work, right? When the banks are moving the market, manipulating the market to execute orders and for financial gain, yeah, 125 Aussie dollar Swiss. That is exactly what they do. And that is the whole purpose we have sentiment. Yeah. The reason we have all this information on the website is because if they are short on that, the market will be pushing long to grab their liquidity. So yeah, 100% agree with you. But sentiment and market movement to grab stop losses does not work when there is a central bank collapse, a financial collapse. The financial collapse of 2008 was not a manipulation move by the banks to generate revenue. It was a financial collapse. We've had 2 financial collapses in 48 hours. Yeah, this has not been caused by a liquidity run. A 4-hour liquidity run like this as well is not a couple of pips. It's half an ADR. Yeah. So although this technically, yeah, from a technical perspective, I totally agree. NASDAQ's off, guys. If you're on the ORB today, woohoo! What's the profit on this one? 2.5 grand. If it was any other day, I mean, any other day, you wouldn't get a 300 ADR move. You do not get 300 ADR moves. That doesn't happen. It does, but very rarely. So, you know, they haven't grabbed this so that they can go the other way with it. It got exhausted, and this is just where they got exhausted. And there were buy orders down here. There's limit orders triggered, and it has fired. You can see the limit orders triggering. Look, if you look at the Euro US dollar on the 15-minute chart in this area, you can see the limit orders trigger. Bang, as soon as we hit it, limit trigger. We push back down, limit trigger, push back down, limit trigger, push back down, limit trigger, off. Yeah. So the market couldn't sustain any more movement because there was first of all, they sold so much they haven't got any more movement. Secondly, as soon as these limits start triggering, anybody that was in a speculative short got out. So it's a profit take move, but you can't take profit on a move that is designed to get yourself out of the stock market and into the US dollar because the stock market possibly will collapse. So that move there isn't just a liquidity grab. You can tell it's not. They haven't grabbed the liquidity and run with it, have they? They've grabbed the liquidity and gone, crap, what do we do next? Yeah, if this was a bank move, we'd be up here because they would have taken profit. We'd have market structure moving. We haven't. We've got literally a floundering of what the hell. Yeah, and we're going to stay there until we get some helpful guidance. What we've just had coming through is, holy crap, First Republic's about to go as well. Yeah, House of Cards. The banks are all lined up. That one's gone. That one's gone. This one, teetering on the edge. What's going to happen to this lot? This is why that move has happened. This is why the yen has gone so unbelievably parabolic. This is a safe place to put your money when you pull it out of the stock market. What did the stock market do yesterday? Collapsed. Down. That's US. Hang on. Go on the hourly. It's easier to see. Yeah, big moves down. Look at the FTSE. I haven't got the FTSE on here. Look at the FTSE on here. Yeah, FTSE is a really good example. So what we've been doing with the FTSE is making new highs. Oh, really? You haven't got any more data than that? Oh, come on. That's all you're going to give me. There we go. Let's try and load some more data in. There we go. So what we've had since October is the FTSE gradually making a new high. Yeah. Coming up, all-time highs. Brilliant. Look how long this has taken, this move, yeah? 19th of December. We're now on the 15th of March. January, February, March. 3 months, 48 hours. That's how bad this situation is. We've knocked off 3 months worth of market liquidity in 48 hours out of the FTSE. We are the biggest in the UK. We are the biggest banking sector. We are the central hub for the entire world for banking. We've knocked off a quarter of our a quarter's revenue in a couple of days. Yeah, this is a big problem, and this isn't why we're seeing these moves, and which is why I'm saying, you know, your best position at the moment is flat or just gamble, because whenever you hit that button, what happens in here, rednecks, is going to decide whether you're a winner or a loser. It's incredibly difficult time to be trading. But, and this is why I was trying to get the Euro US short on, not because I think the Euro US dollar is going short. I haven't got a clue which way the Euro US dollar is going. No one has. What I do know is if it's going to go somewhere, it's going to go somewhere fast. At the moment, it's obviously not going anywhere. So, you know, that's my gamble. There's my risk. As soon as I get into profit, put it to break even. I'm either going to get a home run and the mortgage is paid this afternoon, or it's not. At the moment, it's not. This isn't actually a real money account. This is a prop firm evaluation. So I wouldn't pay the mortgage with this anyway. But, you know, that's, so you've got to look at the market at the moment in that respect. So any positions that you put on at support resistance levels, they are absolutely valid. However, they are only valid as long as market conditions don't change. And that's what we need to keep a very close eye on. So, you know, this is, you know, we're just about to bail another one out. This is the third one in less than a week. Something's not right, is it? And this is why with these interest rate increases, what the Euro zone has done today effectively by doing this is they have just put more pressure on all of the European banks who are struggling to make money out of mortgages at the moment because everybody's fixed their rates at 1 point something. They are now paying 3 point something. So the difference between that is the bank's loss. If I fixed that for 5 years, what the banks are looking at now is a 5-year loss on my mortgage. And I'm one of these people. I've got a 5-year fixed rate mortgage at less than 2%. They're selling them at 5 to 7% now. They're not helping. I'm not helping the situation, but hey, what the hell? I need a fixed mortgage. But, so, and that's what's happening. So you just got to be very careful of anything technical that you see. You are going to get technicals triggered. Yeah, I'm still buying and selling it. So I've just been stopped out on a trade myself on something. What have I been stopped out on? Aussie dollar Swiss sell I had on, which I've just been stopped out of. So I had a sell based on that area there. I got into that yesterday. No, this morning. Yeah, no, I got into that this morning. We started to push away. to stop me out, basically. But it's a good technical level at the moment. But, you know, you can't tell what's going to happen with the Swiss franc at all, or anything. Swiss franc, yen, and US dollar are the three that are going to get super, super, super moves. And obviously all the indices will be worried. Stick, you know. Do I want to trail that? 291. Just going to put a trailer on that. This is going to come back down and retest these levels. So this looks like it's starting to short. So I'm just going to get out of this. So $500 loss and $1,700 profit on the opening range break. US dollar's rallying a little bit. Again, when this pops, that drops. But yeah, you just got to be careful. Be careful. I mean, you will get, you know, absolutely, this thing could fly today. You know, I would say with high certainty we are coming back up there, but only if there's no banks that collapse. I don't know what's going to happen. Got to keep your ear to the ground at the minute. It's a dangerous place to be. This euro US dollar is going nowhere at the minute, is it? We are completely sideways and John Wicked. For such a situation, EU, a basket trade with EA in both directions would be okay. Yeah. Yarp. Sorry, derp. Every time I see your name, I have to say Yarp now. Yarp. Yeah, you could do. Euro US dollar is range bound, but you know, look at this RSI extension. I mean, we haven't been. This is 15-minute chart, so it's a little bit too aggressive, isn't it? But you know, we don't get down here very often. When we do get down here, it's because there's been a massive problem, and that's the biggest problem we've had for a long time. Bigger than that problem. But look, I bought it into that. Look, very probable, very probable. But look what's happening at the minute. So if you're going to position trade this, you have to be aware that there is a possibility of that happening. All it's going to take, yeah, we've had Credit Suisse, which is one of the largest. It's one of the big boys, yeah. Credit Suisse are one of the big 10. HSBC or Barclays come next, or Citibank, you know, any of the big boys out there suddenly start going, by the way, we might need a bit of help in the next month or something. We're going to get a similar move to that happen again, because the market is in fear mode and it will just pile into US. So you just got to be careful with it. Thanks for the follow, Hamid and Guatan. Welcome aboard. So yeah, just you know, use common sense. It's a perfect environment for stop loss trading at the moment. That euro yen trade, I think I'm going to get out. I'm break even on it. Well, it's fairly bullish at the minute. I'll give it a little bit. I'm going to give it a tiny little trailer, just so I can bank back a little bit of the loss off of the other bits and bobs today. Oh, look, MT5. I've just put a trailer on it. Why are you not trading? Why did it take that long for my trader to kick in? Not being funny. God, I hate this platform. Euro CAD. Same thing on this. I'm just going to give it a 280 trailer. And just to get out of these, just going to bank the profit on them. These are EA based trades, which I'm going to stop trading the EA. I'm going to manually trade this account because I can't get any leverage on. So every trade I'm taking is just painful at the moment to watch. Oh, look at that. Oh, thank you. Look at that. Look, I've got no spread on the Nasdaq. Literally, that is my stop loss. It basically came down and went, quick, let's leave stop loss. Okay, sorry. I'm actually a support line. How good is that? I'm acting as support. It raised its left hand. Oh, yeah, so we were probably looking at Head and Shoulders, weren't we? I always sell the NASDAQ too early, Luke. Just stick with opening range breaks. I would. It's just so much. The opening range breakout EA will just help you get in and stay in on things like this. These are the days we make the money. Yeah, NASDAQ this week. I've had multiple 3 to 5K runs this week. It's just been a brilliant week. But then, you know, we're profiting off of market collapses, aren't we? So it doesn't happen that way every week, does it? I am in long on oil. Johannes, you are long on oil. Yeah, I want to get in long on oil. I'm waiting to try and get in long on oil. It's gone. Get. I'm going to get in long on oil too. And I'm going to take a 99 pip stop. So basically we've got propulsion gap on the hourly forming here. So I'm putting my stop down here, really tight, and I'm putting a pending order break above that high, assuming that when we get to that high, we're going to run these guys over, trigger their stops, which means they become buyers, and we're going to get a pop up to 125 ADR, possibly up to that level there. So we're coming up into this propulsion gap. That's the next batch of sellers up here. So I've been looking for an opportunity to get in this. I need to keep a tight stop on it though. So I'm doing that. That high is 68.75. There. Stop under propulsion. So target 1 for me is there, which is where my target was yesterday when I got in here, and I got out because I banked all my money. I needed to withdraw. So I got out here. That's a lovely rejection W pattern, isn't it? M15, that's a beautiful reversal alert. Look at that. So looking for that high, as soon as those are gone, straight up into there. On the hourly, that's the propulsion gap here. So target 1 is just shy of 150 ADR. Target 2, somewhere up there. I don't know. Oil can do that as quickly as it can do that. So I'm looking to get a runner on oil. It's got a lot of potential for the upside. Is NASDAQ the opposite of pairs like Euro, US dollar, pound, yen? NASDAQ is the opposite of, well, no, NASDAQ is not the opposite of anything. NASDAQ is an index, obviously, of the top 100 tech stocks. But what you tend to find is all indices will often move counter trend to the US dollar. So when you see moves like this happening, you will usually flip over to the US dollar pairs and you will find the US dollar coming back down in the opposite direction. Yeah. Not always the case, especially against things like the yen at the moment, but like something like pound US dollar, you would expect that to be pumping because the US dollar is coming down. So they're kind of inverse to the US dollar index. I'm just going to get rid of that TP and just get out on my trailer. So if this thing decides to do 125, I'll take 125. I'm not going to use a TP on it. I'll get what the market gives me now. So yeah, just need to adjust that. Sorry. Okay. So I just need to adjust that on another account. I'm going to do the same thing on the other account. So yeah, it's just an inverse basically, but not always. So I wouldn't try to play inverse against things. It doesn't really work very well. Euro US dollar is inverse of the Dixie though. So if you want to know what the Dixie is, the dollar index is doing, if you look at the Euro US dollar, the dollar index would be doing the opposite to this. And that is very, very accurate. Euro buyer has left the chat. My equity has left the chat, Jonathan. This could go either way. I mean, look at this. It's absolute textbook. So this propulsion, look, there's two lovely propulsion gaps there. Accumulation, break, and obviously you got that accumulation, which was the break. So that is a given. It's coming back up there. As I say, unless something happens with a bank. But they say they're going to bail them all out. So in theory, what we should get is a complete recovery in all of this, shouldn't we? In theory. But the market's just skittish. It's not, look at this. It's recovering. The stock market's recovering, yeah? This should all recover. So all these should mean revert. But I just... I haven't got the balls at the moment to get on with anything that's got any decent stop. It's just too risky, I think, at the minute. Just don't want to get continuously stopped out and stuff, but we're rejecting up at the highs. Cabbage, very thankful for your help, guidance that you give on this channel. A combination of market structure, fundamental analysis, and common sense. Common sense, that's what you need. Just need to save up a few crumbs to acquire a couple of your indicators. I would say to that, which I say to everybody in the Telegram group, and nobody likes it when I say it, but if you can't afford indicators, you can't afford to trade because you haven't got money to trade with. So you need capital in this business. You've got to have a bankroll. And if you haven't got a bankroll, you've got to go and get a bankroll from a prop firm. And if you're going to use a prop firm, you're going to need a minimum of $100 to $200 to buy a prop account evaluation. So, you know, you've got to have the money there available. My Forex funds is my chosen one. However, at the moment, I put a post out yesterday, E8 have got at the moment a deal on, which ends in 24 days. Oh no, that's zero commission deal. So they've got a 15% deal on at the minute, which I put out a link to. I'll put a link out now as well. Oh, I didn't put it on there, did I? Yeah, I haven't updated it. But here's the link to E8. And there is a 20%, a 15% discount code, which is Elevate. I can't spell it. Hang on. Elevate. Yeah, you get 15% off your evaluation at E8 at the moment. There's no minimum. MT4 and MT5. MT4 is accepted. Ignore that. You don't get 12%. You have to stop. Not what happens. Fast payment, no minimum days. So really, really good. E8 account, the standard one is the one you want. Oh, there you go. Elevate. Elevate. Yeah, that's right. I did it. 6 days left on that. 15% off. Yeah, really, really good. 25k is the minimum. $228. So I mean, if you even if you want to get a 25k account to trade with, it's going to cost you $228. You're probably not going to pass that first time, which means you're going to need to do what, 3 or 4 of those. So unless you got $1,000, $1,500 available, you can't trade. So there's no point in buying indicators without a bankroll, because indicators will tell you what's going on in the market. They'll be able to tell you where there's a shift in structure. You'll be able to use my EA to get you in and out of the market with ease. However, what are you going to get in and out of the market with? Just saying how it is. Afternoon, Neo. It's 3:15 in the afternoon and you've just turned up. I've been here since 1 o'clock. Derp. Sorry. Derp. Haha, say what you want. Yarp. Narp. Trying EU short again and already to break even again. Trying EU short, James. I'm about ready to give up today. This is just it's not, today is not conducive to trading. This thing's not going anywhere. The market hasn't got any inclination whatsoever of what to do with this euro. Obviously, as you can see at the moment, there's no bias. So I suspect whoever came in here earlier and said they were longing it, although probably not for the right reason, but I think you probably got the right direction. I think this is probably a long. And I think we're probably going to unwind the move, and then depending on what happens with the Fed next week, maybe drop on the Fed. But yeah, I think this could be a long. I just don't, the thing you got to remember is look at what we do on a daily basis. Yeah, this is our normal daily movement. And obviously this is all the volatility coming into this week with the bank going pop, but that's our normal daily movement. So think how long it's going to take. We're not getting up there until Wednesday next week, are we really? We've got no news really to drive it tomorrow. We've just got University of Michigan. Monday's a flat day, no news. Tuesday, we've got Canadian CPI, Lagarde speaking again. So there's absolutely nothing coming until Wednesday next week to actually move anything. So difficult at the minute. Trying to short EU again. Yeah. Okay, very risky EU. Yeah. Pound US dollar is the same thing, just as risky at the minute. Likely to get money driving into the US dollar. So shorting the pound. Pound US dollar. If you look at the bias, is the biggest one out there at the minute. Big sell. Yeah, futures market is all short the pound. They are long the US dollar. Fundamentals are bad for the euro, for the pound versus the US. We've got no retail on board, but if retail starts along the pound US dollar, that'll be a good short signal, and that will increase strength. So I'm looking for shorts. So any RSI extensions to the upside, you had one there, lovely trade. You had one, probably not. You had one there. You had one there. I took that one there. So yeah, shorts. If we get an extension, or if we get an ADR hit, or if we come back up into resistance, when we're doing this support resistance course this morning, I didn't talk about previous support turning resistance. I just talked about high-low resistance and support, but that is an obvious one. You can see I've already got the line drawn in. Look. Yeah, so we pushed up, rejected, pushed up, turned support, support, slammed it, resistance. Market structure shifted to the downside. So any area, any hit there will take us probably to an RSI extension for a short. Looks good, but not now. You could get in now. This could be the pullback high on that. But we're not really, we're sort of contracting at the moment, aren't we? So we could pop out that way. We could pop down that way. No real way of knowing, obviously, but I like it as a short. 2,200. Didn't quite get ADR. This looks like it wants to start. It doesn't look. Every time it looks like it's pulling back, look, it sees my stop loss and goes, oh, no, I'm not going that way. I'm not taking him out. James, try 4 equals break even again. What was that? What was I talking about when I said that? Try 4. Oh yeah, on the Euro US dollar, yeah. It's just story of my life today with this thing. Just like break even. So let's see if we can have another break even. So which way should I go? I don't know. I kind of like it long now, but then again, I like it short. I don't like it at all. It's not moving, is it? So, it's just no point. It's pointless today trying to trade that. If I can pull back $100 out of this today, out of these, if these start to revert, then If I can get that back to near zero today, I think it'd be an achievement. And then tomorrow, it frees me up to actually use all the leverage on this to try and do some scalping. So we'll see. I can't say your name. Emmanuel. There you go. I'm going to call you Emmanuel. Is the NASDAQ much more volatile than pairs like the euro US dollar? Yeah. So if you look at the NASDAQ, so we have this EA running called the opening range breakout EA, which basically takes a breakout. So the US market opens in the UK at the moment at 1:30 p.m., which is 9:30 a.m. US. So at that time, you see all of this normal little price action we get in. Yeah, all of a sudden it goes bang, 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 and explodes. Because that's when the stock market bell rings in New York. As soon as the stock market bell rings, they start buying and selling stocks. Yeah. So that's why the NASDAQ is more volatile than Forex pairs. Forex pairs move 24/5. So they are moving all day, all week. The NASDAQ does move all day. Yeah. And we have what's called the Globex session. The Globex session is the electronic order processing for the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. So all you get is algorithmic movement there, basically algorithmic buying and selling. And then the stock market opens. You can tell when the stock market opens every day. Look. Yeah, that was news, but yeah, so, you know, boom, 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 boom. Globex, yeah. Globex session. Stock market open. Yeah. So highly volatile. So you can time your entries to the second on the NASDAQ, yeah, which is why we use the opening range breakout EA. So what it does is it automatically trades the open, and it takes either the pre-market 15, the 5-minute opening range, or the 15-minute opening range, and it looks for breakouts of those levels. Typically what we'll do is once we've got these ranges established, we'll break out of them and run a lot of the time. Sometimes we don't. Sometimes we just range, and those days it doesn't work. But the days it does work, like this, yeah, there is no limit to the amount of money you can make. It just goes. If you don't use a TP. So I normally on my ORBs, I set a 10-to-1. So there's your range, which is 70 pips. So I would set a 700 pip TP, which would be, you know, it's just something that's not going to get hit. And then I let the trailing stop take me out when it decides to calm down. And it will at some point come back down and retest these areas. It will come back down to here. And then it'll test it and it'll go. So, but at the moment, you just carry on. Why didn't I take that on prop today? On this, I mean, what I mean is this. Why didn't I take it on this? Thanks for the follow. Invest now. I will. Thank you. BKKT, one world currency coming. What the hell's that? I don't think that is coming. I think what I think you'll find is crypto is dead and you're all going to die if you start investing in it again. Just my opinion. Why would you buy something that has got the ability to have such a catastrophic drop? There's no market in the world that has ever done this in the real world. Nuts. Totally nuts. And it's very much index linked now. All crypto is very much index linked. So it is still going to still be around, I reckon. It'll still be around, but there's no, you know, we need take up on it and the world's not taking it up. So can't use something, the world don't use it. If Elon Musk will not accept payment for Tesla in any cryptocurrency, therefore cryptocurrency cannot work because Elon Musk rules the world. If you want to go into space and he doesn't accept crypto, you can't pay in crypto. I cannot go and buy my coffee with crypto, and I cannot do much else with crypto apart from buy and sell crypto. But I tried that, never made any money, so ran away very fast. But that's only because I don't understand it. Right, that's all I've got for you today, really. So thanks for joining me. Sorry, it's a bit of a crap session today. It is a bit of a crap market today, so there's not really a lot we can do at the minute. Everything is all over the gaff. We are completely flat on RSIs apart from the Swiss yen now, look. So yeah, do not want to stand in front of that. And keep your eyes on that, because this is what is moving everything. Swiss People's Party are against the state's guarantee for Credit Suisse. What do you want? To see the world burn? Wow. Okay. Don't really think that's something they should be saying, is it? Can I successfully trade NASDAQ because I learned NASDAQ is risky than Forex pairs? Which one of these would you advise to choose? The instrument is irrelevant. The instrument is irrelevant. Trade anything you want to. Just have a strategy, Emmanuel. Go to the website, all right? Go to the free education and go to the bootcamp. So watch the free videos, then watch the bootcamp. The bootcamp will give you a complete trading strategy from start to finish, including how the market works, everything you need to know in here about how to trade any market. However, I would stick with Forex because Forex is the most stable and liquid for this type of trading. If you want to use a stop loss in your trading, then pick an instrument. It doesn't matter, anything, does it? Because literally every time you get into one of these trades, the odds are 50-50. Your odds are only ever 50-50 on every trade you take, because there's only two ways the market can go, up or down, and it moves through time. Yeah? So it doesn't matter which instrument you trade, does it? What you do is you have a strategy and you execute that strategy, and that strategy will either go as you want it to and make you money, or it won't, and it will stop you out. If you're going to use a stop loss strategy, it doesn't matter what instrument you trade. All instruments move. If something moves and has market structure, yeah, as long as it does that, you can trade it because it's moving up and down. ADR and NASDAQ. Yeah, it doesn't matter, does it? Trade anything you want. Your odds are the same. Use moving averages, use RSI, use my indicators, use ADR, use whatever you like. PB, well, thanks for subscribing. Yeah. Don't matter. Just trade anything. Everything moves. You know, I've proved that. Everything moves sometimes, but if it doesn't move, it doesn't move. Again, you know, you cannot tell when the volatility is coming in. You get into a trade here, like I've got into here, I've got stopped out 3 times at break even today because this market has decided not to move, because I was looking for a run. I didn't get a run. What I got was a range, so I couldn't make money out of it. If I was a scalper, however, I could have made $200, $200, $200, but I wasn't scalping, so I could have made 600 there. That's a different strategy to the one that I was trying to employ. Yeah. So every strategy works. Every strategy makes money. How you execute the strategy is entirely up to you. But as long as something is going up and down, you have a 50-50 chance of that moving in your favor. The distance is the thing that makes you the profit. The direction is nothing you can control. So literally you could come into the market every day and just open up a pair and hit either the buy or the sell button, and you have as much chance as anybody that has a developed strategy they've been working for 20 years. Their odds are exactly the same as yours when they hit that button. 50-50. Where you place your stop will have a big impact on how effective your trades are. How long you can hold your trades for will have an impact on how successful your trades are. But the instrument you're trading has nothing to do with your profitability. But you will find over time, when you analyze your trades, you will find certain instruments you're better at than others. You won't know why, but what you will do is eliminate the ones that are no good. Like I don't trade gold. Yeah. because I don't make money out of it. So I've eliminated that from my portfolio and I make more money because I've done that. But you've got to trade everything, try everything, because you won't know what's going to work for you until you do. Opening range breakout, amazing strategy. Beautiful, makes a lot of money some days. Some days it doesn't. It's 50-50 shot. It's either going to go for it or it's not. We're going to have two types of day. Every index has two types of day, a rotation day or a trend day. Trend days, I make a fortune. Rotation days, I make a loss. I just accept it, move on, and overall the edge works out long term. Yeah. Whether it goes long or short, yeah, is not me. What this EA did today was it placed a sell order there and a buy order there. Yeah. And that one got triggered. Actually, that one got triggered, stopped me out, and then that one got triggered. Yeah. I have no idea where this is going, and I don't care. What I do care about is when it goes my way, I let it run long enough to make me a profit. Yeah. So the strategy is very, very simple. Two pending orders. It works or it doesn't. The control is not mine. The profitability is in the hands of 10 banks that manipulate this currency by buying stocks. As soon as you accept that you've got no control over the market and that whatever strategy you pick is going to work or fail based on the day and the time that you place the order, you will suddenly start to become profitable because you put all of that crap behind about, oh, I'm only going to do this when that does that, when that crosses that, and that has to be over there, and there's 17 things on my chart that have to line up for me to press a button. Press it at random, you get the same result. You can prove it to yourself very easily by just pressing the button and see if you win. Try it. Get a demo account. Open up, go, the best thing to do, and I've done this many times. I've done it in the live room. Yeah. Long or short, heads is long, tails is short. So it's a heads. So I'm going to go long. FX pair, first one I see, Euro US dollar. Go long Euro US dollar. Come in here, hit the button, long Euro US dollar. Place a stop loss of 1/4 of an ADR on it. Place a TP of 1/2 an ADR on it. Walk away and come back and see what happens. Your odds of winning are 50-50. That was a strategy. I just made it up. It works. Sometimes it doesn't. See what I mean? There's no point in having any complex strategy. All I'm interested in is, are the banks pushing really hard? If they are, I know what's coming next. So I have indicators that tell me when the banks are pushing, ADR and RSI. That's all I need, these two, nothing else. And then a reverse alert to tell me when the structure shifts in my direction. That's it. It's such a simple way of trading. You don't need anything more. You don't even need that. You could trade completely bare naked charts, and every time you get a bearish engulf and hit the sell button. What are your odds? Obviously it's less because it depends on the time frame you're trading. But again, you trade this time frame with that strategy, you'll have less success than you trade that one. If you trade that time frame, you'll have more success. If you trade that time frame, you'll have even more success. If you trade that time frame, you'll be very successful. Everybody wants to make a Lamborghini money very, very quickly, so they trade the chop. And the chop is where you will lose all of your cash. So there's a reason the 15-minute range is the most successful opening range breakout range, because we get rid of the chop. We pick the range that's formed and which is most likely to stick for the day. The tighter ranges make you more money. The wider ranges are more successful. There's no right or wrong. You just pick what you like. And again, whatever fits your personality. And no one is right, no one is wrong. Everybody's going to have their own way of trading. So, but go and watch the bootcamp. It's all there. It's all free. It's all on the website. Just go and learn. Learn, do. Come in here every day and watch me do. No, I'm doing it. I didn't do that. The EA did that. I didn't touch a button. That was me. That's nothing to do with me. It's not me. I didn't press it. But hell, it's making some money, isn't it? So you are the most profitable with market open EA. No. I'm not the most profitable with anything. I have multiple strategies which work. They're all different, very, very different. This is a strategy based on a concept of cash open balance and speculative move. Position trading is a mimic of how the banks trade, but on a much smaller scale. And my scalping strategy is pure. My prop firm strategy is a hybrid of the two, which is pure support resistance bounces here. So I'm expecting this in a minute to come down. So pure support resistance bounces in line with market structure breaks. Ideally, when we have that condition met as well. Because the market, every time it does that, has to take profit on its move. So it's going to take a profit on that move soon. I don't know when, but hopefully it will be out of an area that it previously rejected, because limit orders will trigger and drive price down into areas where the buyers initially started their move, in which case they will add to those moves and it will continue. Again, this is all covered in the bootcamp, how the banks work, how the market moves, and why it moves in the way it does. And that's why market structure exists. And it will continue doing that all the time the banks need to make money. Once you learn how the banks make money, you don't need a strategy. You just do what the banks do. And all the banks do is this. Yeah, they bank money. They don't use a stop loss. They just bank money. All they do is they get in when the market moves and they get out when the market moves. They just do that. They ride the waves the same way as we do. They cause the waves. We just ride it with them. As soon as the banks have done that, I know they're going to do that, because if they don't do that, they won't make money. So when they do that, I get on and I make money out of them making money. Then I wait for them to do the next move, and then I get on the next time they do it. It's really, really simple. Did I get approval on your prop withdrawal? I haven't got one yet. For who? What prop withdrawal? For my Forex funds? It's not payday yet. I can't yet. It's not payday yet. Are you talking about the other one, Fidelcrest? I didn't pass Fidelcrest. I blew it. Fidelcrest, if that was the one you were talking about. I'm going to start another E8 actually today, because it got 15% off. So I'm going to get a couple of these in the bag so I can use them when I need to. But 15% off, just buy them, keep them, use them when I need them. There's no time limit on them. When you buy evaluations, there's no time limit on them until you start them. So you start it when you fancy it. You've got 30 days to use it, then when you start trading. So they're really good emergency trades when you need funds fast, because you get funded same day or next day. Obviously, depending if you can hit the target and you don't have a crappy session. But coming down again, Euro US dollar. Look. Should I try one more? 250. Let's go. I'm going to go one more. So what I'm seeing here is a symmetrical triangle formation. So basically it's a market contraction. And as soon as the market's finished contraction and it has nowhere else to go, we will get an explosive move where they will take this book that they've created in the direction that makes them profit. So pending's under that low. Oops. Why can't I take, yeah. Sell stop under the last candle there. If this goes short, there'll be a break of that symmetrical break triangle. And it is way short. It's still short, but I like it long as well. I'm not going to take it, actually. I can't. I'm not going to take it. I can't take it because I love it long. I love it long. Look at this whacking great target to the upside. We've got all this stuff up here to come and sort out. We will sort it out. So I'm going to leave it. There's no point. It's not going anywhere at the minute. It will probably, but probably without me. Thought you sent in for the WD approval per telly yesterday. No. I was just saying I hit the target. I closed. Yeah, no, all that was yesterday was me showing the P&L. All I was saying was that I've got the P&L up to where I want it. You know, that's what I do. Get the evaluation accounts through to funded. When I get funded, trade them up to 4 to 5K or whatever I can get, really. It depends on the market movement. But I traded it up to 4K. So I've stopped trading it and then I'll withdraw it when I get paid. When I get payday's only every 2 weeks. So you can only do a withdrawal every 2 weeks. You can't withdraw it straight away. You can withdraw straight away on funded on Take Profit Trader, not Take Profit Trader. Yeah, Take Profit Trader, and E8 is 8 days. Yeah, your first withdrawal is 8 days, and then every 14. So it's every 2 weeks. Like, all prop is 2 weeks. It's always 2 weeks. This is why everybody fails prop. You know, I've said this before. This is why everyone fails prop. They get phase 1 done. They hit that target and they go, holy crap, I've just made 8% profit. They move on to stage 2. They hit that target and they go, holy crap, I've just made 4% profit. So they've made 12% profit in 2 phases. Yeah, in however long time. Yeah, that's more money than they've ever made on any account. They carry that over into funded. Have a couple of good trades, trade it up to 2%, 3%, something like that. And then they go, this is amazing. And they carry on trading. What you should do is stop, wait 2 weeks, withdraw that money, and then carry on trading. Because 90% of people, well, it's actually, the statistics are 95%. I think it is, isn't it? Something like that. 95% of people will then trade that account up and down and blow it before they ever get to 14 days. So when I get an account and I get a run and I get a profit, which is what I had yesterday, I banked 5 grand, which took me up to 4K because I was in drawdown on the account. I stop, done, move on to the next. I'm trading another prop account now. I've got another one. I'm on 49,889 because I've had 2 losing trades this afternoon, which is $100. I've only taken 2 trades on it because I'm not, as I said, I'm not really interested in this market at the moment. It's all over the gaff. I've got no idea. There's no real good levels we're at, and I'm just not interested. So, but I'm on another account now. That one's going to sit there dormant with that 4K until I get to payday. Then the button's going to light up. I'm going to hit the button. And they're going to pay me by deal, and then I'm going to start trading it again. And then I will either trade it up or it will blow. If it blows, I'll go back to phase 1. Rinse, repeat, withdraw, rinse, repeat, withdraw. And I keep doing that. And as long as I can do that and spend 15K on evaluations and draw 25K out, I am a 100K a year trader. Easy. This is a business. You insert evaluation fees. Those are your costs of doing business. Your profit is what you withdraw from the ones you get through to funding. That is your profit. As long as your expenditure for your company is lower than your profit, you profit. That's it. It's a business. These are my cost of doing business. These are the products I purchase. Some of these products are faulty. Think of every single one of these like an apple. If I go and buy 10 apples, right, I'm going to have 8 of those apples. I'm going to bite into them, got worms in them. I'm going to throw them away. 2 of them are going to be beautiful and crispy, and they're going to run up to 15K. I'm going to take those and take them out. After spending $3,380, I'll pull out that 15K of those 2 juicy apples. My profit is 15,000. Yeah, minus 3,880, which is what I've spent on 10 evaluations. Yeah, I've just made 10K. Do that every month. It's 120K a year. You're a 6-figure trader. It's easy. It's a numbers game. It's all numbers, because the odds every time I take a trade are 50-50 is whether it's going up or down. So if I take 10 of them, there's a good chance I'm going to get a couple across the board, because luck is good. By luck alone, if I hit the buy and sell button at random, by luck alone, I'm going to pass a couple of evaluations. What everybody's doing is doing that, trading it for 30 days, just about scraping over the line, moving to phase 2, spending anything up to 60 days, scraping across the line, getting funded. 4 months in, they blow the account and go back to square one, having spent $338 and 4 months of their life getting absolutely nowhere. That's not how you use prop. You can, but why? Why not go hard or go home and, you know, different way of working, different way of looking at it, isn't it? You're still on the fence with the whole prop thing. Yeah, it's a lot of people think it's a con. My deal account says it's not. Everybody pays you through deal now. My Forex fund started the deal phenomenon by moving us over to deal. And now everybody pays you by deal. It's great, because you're a contractor. I'm a contractor of my Forex funds. I'm one of their employees. Well, not an employer. I'm a freelance contractor for them. Obviously, you've got to pay tax on all of that, which is not much fun when you earn over 40K, because you have to pay 40% tax on it. So you're not actually a six-figure trader. You're a six-figure trader on paper, but you don't earn six figures. Emmanuel, the market is in a range on Euro US dollar. Yeah, there's nothing going on at the minute. Symmetrical triangle formation. It'll either break or it won't. You know, symmetrical triangles can sometimes just do that as well. Not right today. Market conditions aren't right today for doing anything. Let's have a look tomorrow and see what's happened over there overnight. But there's no news tomorrow apart from University of Michigan either. So, what does happen when you blow a funded account? Do they ask you to pay it back? No, you're not. No, not at all. There's no risk. There's absolutely no risk with any prop firm. Yeah, your risk with the prop firm is your evaluation fee. Yeah. Every time I take a 50K, I take 50 and hundreds only. Every time I take one, I spend $500 or $300. That's my risk. If I get that through both phases and get to funded account status, I have a maximum loss of $2,500 on the account. Actually, it's $5,000. Sorry, it's 10%. Yeah. So that's the very, very worst case scenario, is I can draw down by 5K and then they close the account. But that's their loss. It's not even a loss. You trade the way prop firms work. Vast majority of them. There's a couple of exceptions, but the way 99% of prop firms work is phase 1 is demo. Yeah. So is phase 2. And funded phase 1 is demo. Yeah. So your first month on funded account is actually a demo account. Yeah. They're evaluating you. Was this a fluke? Was this a fluke? If they're a fluke, likelihood is that'll blow. If you survive that month, they've got enough money in their account out of everybody that's failed evaluations to pay you whatever profit you achieve. Funded month 2, you will get liquidity provided. You won't know it. You've got no way of knowing it, but that's how I understand it works with my Forex funds and a vast majority of them. FTMO, Fidelcrest, Alpha, there's a couple of others out there that will actually fund you straight away here. But what you will find is their evaluations are a lot stricter, a lot harder to pass. Fivers, yeah, this one I'm doing at the moment. This is really, really hard. I'm struggling. The reason I'm struggling is because my leverage is 1 to 10. I can't get any size on. And I'm a type of trader with prop. I need size. I need to, if I go long here, this thing pops out the top. I'm going to add a position here. I don't want to go long. If it breaks that high, I'm going to add because I'm right. And I'm going to add into my position. I'm going to make this position bigger and I'm going to make more money out of it. And I'm going to get loads out of that position. I can't do that because as soon as I get in that trade and I get to here, I've got 103% margin. I can't get a trade on. So these guys will probably fund you with real money, I'm pretty sure, when you get through to funded evaluation. But this is a 3-stage evaluation. Yeah. So this is stage 1. When I get this over the line, I've got to then do another 2 of these. Yeah. It's not easy, which is why I love E8. E8, I've got 100 to 1 leverage. I can get as much size on as I possibly want. And if I have a lucky, like today, right? NASDAQ, perfect example, yeah? If this was my first trade of the day, I've passed. Job done. Move on to stage 2. DAX tomorrow. I take a trade on the DAX tomorrow morning. Thank you. Passed. By lunchtime, I'm funded and trading with 100K. That's why I love these guys. They're more expensive, $338 for a 50K. My Forex funds is $299. What's $40 when you're spending 10 of these or 15 of these a month to get leverage, yeah? Doesn't matter, does it? It does, but at the moment we've got 15% off. So it's actually better These are actually cheaper than my Forex funds, which is why I said I'm gonna buy a couple of these. Just put them in the bank. They're cheap. I'm tight. I'm tight. I like a bargain. What can I say? Who doesn't? Let me reword that, Brian. I'm still on the fence with the new version of prop. I'm used to the older prop firms that required 5 to 10k investment. Yeah. This is the thing. These aren't real prop firms, are they? Yeah, the old prop, we used to go to London and with the old prop firms and you sat on a desk, you bought a desk. It used to cost you a couple of grand to buy a desk. Different world. Then the internet came along and prop firms moved online, FTMO, Fivers. Yeah, this is a new phenomenon in the last sort of 5 years-ish, really, isn't it? Prop. And, there's a lot of people jumping on board, but the business model for the prop firms is not to find funded traders. The business model for the prop firms is to take these. Yeah. If I can get 1,000 people on board at 388, yeah, 388 times 1,000, don't have to calculate it for it, but it's 388 grand, yeah. If I get 388 grand on board, all right, in a month, there is no way on this earth the traders that actually get through to funded level and hold their accounts for 14 days or 8 calendar days for the first payout are going to total more than 388,000 in withdrawals. That's their business model. That's how they make their money. That's why phase 1, yeah, funded here is demo, because they use all of the money that they have got from all of these evaluations. Look at the statistics. I'll show you quickly before I go, because I know I'm meant to be going, and I keep saying I'm going, and then I don't go. I do this all the time if you're new in here. I never go. I just leave. I just stay here forever. It's 4 o'clock. I will go soon. But I'll just show you the statistics, yeah? We currently have 37,000 active live funded accounts from evaluations. Yeah. Right. Look at that number and absorb this. 37,000. 1 in 10 evaluations is a pass. Yeah. 1 in 10. The pass rate for phase 1 across all evaluations is 19%. Of those 19%, only 42% of them pass phase 2. 10% roughly of people will pass evaluations. If they've got 37,000 funded accounts, that means there's been 370,000 evaluations taken. Yeah, stay with me on the maths here. 370,000 evaluations. Let's say they're all 50k accounts. That's $11 million. Do you think those traders who have funded on a 50k account are withdrawing anything more than $2,000 to $3,000? What's the average payout? The majority of payouts over 20,000 only traded Forex and metals. Yeah, there's very, 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 very few. The vast majority of payouts that I see on other firms that actually publish payouts, like me, I'm drawing 3 to 4k. Most people are drawing 2k. Yeah, a lot of the 10kers in there are drawing out $500, $800, that sort of stuff. Yeah, they've just made $11 million. Do the maths. There's no need to give anybody funding on anything. That $11 million, there's no way these traders that are funded are drawing 11 mil. That's the business model. That's how it works. So you have to play their game. You buy 10, you pass 2, you only get one of those over the line and you blow the other one. As long as the one that gets over the line is more than you paid getting those 10, you are a profitable prop trader. That's the way you play it. That's how you do prop. But that's not what everybody tries to do. Everybody tries to get one account over the line. And, that's not, you can do that. You can do that. Of course you can. But is it the best way? I don't know. I don't know. AZ just joined as you're talking about E8's taking a break at work. I was going to ask, obviously position trading is hard on funded, but based on rules, what's your recommended firm for position trading? I don't have one for position trading. I've just recorded a video today. So this morning in the live room, we did a lesson on support and resistance. And I explained in there the strategy that I use on my prop accounts. So I use a support and resistance based reversal alert strategy using a stop loss. So it's not position trading, but it's along the same lines of what I do. Yeah. So I'm still using RSI and ADR dash. But when I get these, I'm looking at levels. Look at the NASDAQ go. It stopped me out. So the NASDAQ's just stopped me out on that pullback. Yeah, off. We're still off. That was about 3K, that I think, 2.5, something like that. So yeah, I'm publishing that video later. It's all ready to render. I've just got to render it and put it up on the web. But you can position trade. You just got to be very, very, very careful. You've got to have a lucky day. I've got all these. Look at all these position trading accounts running now. Yeah, that's in 11% profit. That one's in 8%. That one's in 1.7% a drawdown. This one's sitting in 2% a drawdown. Yeah, banked 3K, 2% a drawdown. Yeah, target's 4K. Not far away from target. Then I've just got to deal with the drawdown, and I've passed. This is position trading. This is hedging, H1 mean reversion hedge set file. Not mean reversion. This is the H1. This is the hedging set file executed on H1, not M5. Right. So it's the same strategy that I published on the website, but on H1, not M5. This will work sometimes, but other times it won't. Sometimes this will be sitting at 7.5% drawdown, and that's it. You don't work that one. But if you get 10 accounts and do it with different pairs in them, some of those are going to cross the line. You don't know which. You never know which. So the funded trader, funded trader and funded trading plus. Yeah, look at them all. Look, there's millions of them. The funded trader, these guys, dashboard. These are awful. The funded trader. It's horrible. Look at the website. I mean, it's not a computer game we're playing here. This is proper business. Grow up. Terrible evaluations, terrible costs. Run a mile. Funded Trading Plus, they use E8, so you can't use them. Yeah. They use E8. 8 cap. Can't use them. Execution is the worst in the industry. You can't scalp on it. Spreads are terrible. Yeah, don't use those. Just use these guys. Use my Forex funds and E8. There is absolute, trust me. Look at my folder here for prop firms. Yeah, I've tried them all. I haven't tried them all. I've tried most of them. Yeah, I have found nothing better than these two. You can use whoever you like, obviously, but these two have the cheapest, fastest, and best conditions to trade in. There is absolutely no reason. They've got massive. These people have got 37,000 funded traders. For everybody out there that thinks these guys are a con, there's 37,000 people with accounts, me included, withdrawing in deal. This is not a con. The people that think it's a con are the people that blow 10 accounts and go, it's all a con, it's a gamble, it's not working. That's because you've blown your accounts and you haven't managed to get through. Don't moan about it. Learn about it and get on with it. Yeah, these are the guys to use. I can't find anybody better. They've got high liquidity. They are their own liquidity provider as well. So the liquidities and market execution is instant. All you need is tight spread, instant market execution. The only other thing I'm concerned about then is how much does it cost, and are you giving me the same targets? If so, fantastic. I'm on board. The other one I would look at is Feudal Crest. These guys are good. I've traded with them. I've done an evaluation. Market execution is absolutely brilliant. The thing I like about these is it's a fixed stop loss. So if you take the 50K account, you've only got a 5% profit target for both phases. Yeah. Drawdown's absolutely fine. You get a small amount of money on your first go. And phase 2, is actually funded. You get a 40% payout on phase 2. So phase 1 is a valuation. Phase 2, they give you cash. Phase 3, they give you more cash. Yeah. It's more expensive. Yeah. So a 50k account here is 449 euros. A 50k account at EA is $338. A 50k account here is $299. So you pay more money, but you get funded on phase 2. These guys are good as well. But do your due diligence out there. You won't find anybody better than them. And I'm trading with the Fivers at the moment because I really like the fact that they've got a bootcamp where it's only $95. The reason I'm working with the Fivers is price. I'm getting $100,000 of funding for $95, 95 euros. Can't beat that. It's 3 stages, which is a pain in the ass. But the profit target's only 6%, not 8%. Happy days. Maximum loss is the same. And this is a static loss. Yeah, this doesn't trail. There's no daily drawdown. So this is a big plus. So the Fivers actually have got a fairly good plan as well at the moment. But this is killing me. I can't trade this. I literally cannot get positions on. Trade goes my way, pulls back. I want to add in. It goes, nah, sorry, you're over leveraged. I'm not over leveraged. I've only got 1 trade on. But if you can get on, I mean, it's got scaling. You're never going to scale it. Forget this lot. You're never going to hold it that long. You'll get paid 75% on your second payout. So it's good. It's cheap. Very, very cheap way to get 100k in funding or 250k for 225. But these guys, I can be funded with 100k this afternoon. I can't argue that. You can't beat that, can you? Can't beat it. Brian, I want to work like to free up my personal account for other investments and just trade prop. So would I, but I can't. I can, but I can't. I like to have my own money in my own trades because I like to go into drawdown and I like to produce this type of result. I can't do this on prop because I've got to use stop losses, and I'm accustomed to making money all the time now. I'm not accustomed to making losses. I don't like making losses. Yeah, this is the norm for me now. It's very difficult to go back to it after you've position traded. But you will, and you have to with prop. It's just you have to change your mindset. Your game is different. Entry execution is the same. Market reversal alerts, I'm in. Extensions, I'm in. It's just I have to use the stop loss. So I have to accept that some of these are just going to stop out on me. And I can't do anything about it. My edge is the same. It's 50-50 on everything I do. So, but prop's great. That's starting to come down now. I might take a quick NASDAQ short, actually. No, not getting any leverage. What's going on? There you go. So got sell stop under, sorry, I meant to put that under the last candle, not that one. So sell stop under that low. So we've just made a lower high and a lower low. A lower low. There's a TV series about that. That's the first bearish move we've had really today since the open, apart from that one. And that failed. So I'm depending on it. If this starts and comes back down, there's your trade. I'll have a go at that this afternoon. And I'll add to it on the reversal alert. So if we break structure to the downside, i.e. we break the low of that candle, I will add another position. If it lets me, I've got leverage. This is the problem with Fivers. I've got 1 to 10. You can't even sneeze. Seriously, you can't trade like this. If I pass this, I'm just going to fail it through frustration. Do you only trade one player? No, I trade everything. Absolutely everything. If you want to know how I trade, go to do the bootcamp. It's all on the website. Position Trading Bootcamp. There's links coming up all over the chat all the time. There's one just come up underneath what you've just said. It says, my core strategy is position trading. Watch the 3-5 part, blah, blah, blah. So just go and watch the stuff on the website. We'll show you how I do it. Do I hear you right that the prop firm gives 10 accounts? I will surely watch the recorded version. No, the prop firm, you can have as many accounts as you like in prop. There is a limit. There's a limit. There is right. So let's rephrase this. You can have as many evaluations as you like going within reason. You can only have a certain amount of funded accounts within each company. If you have 3 different companies, 3 different prop firms, and you can have 2 accounts in each prop firm, you can trade 6 funded accounts at a time. Yeah, I can trade as many evaluations as I like in a prop, but I can only hold a certain amount of funded at a time with some of them. But you don't want to hold lots. What you want is lots of evaluations so that you can blow accounts. So if I have, let's say I got to a point where I had no funded accounts running, I would instantly jump in with 2 proper valuations on E8, 2 proper valuations on my Forex funds, and 2 proper valuations on Fidelcrest. And when I get one of those over the line, I would try and trade it up to withdrawal level. And then as soon as I've got that one, I will put another 2 on, another 2 on, another 2 on. So then I've taken 12 evaluations this month. Trading the one funded, also traded the evaluations. Hopefully I might get 1 or 2 of those over the line. Don't know. But if that's the case and I've got 3 funded active, I might have to put my foot on the brake and don't buy any more. I have had months where I've done 15 evaluations, 20 evaluations on multiples. I mean, this is also me trying loads of accounts out, really. But on my Forex funds and E8s, you're never going to have more than a couple running at a time. But I will blow them. Some of them I'll blow in a couple of days because I'll try and get over the line fast, especially with E8. E8 really tempts you to go hard and go fast and I did it. I've passed both phases in one day. So I traded the DAX in the morning, did 8% in the morning on the DAX, and then I switched over to the NASDAQ or the Dow, I can't remember which. I posted it in the Telegram group. But I traded that one in the afternoon and got the 4% on that one. By the evening, I was funded. I started in the morning. I continued in the afternoon. In the evening, I had $100,000. And it cost me $588 to get it. Now imagine you've done that and you go long with 0.5% risk on something and you use a 1 ADR stop loss. And this thing moves up half of an ADR. You will earn more than $500 on that one trade with virtually no risk. And you have paid that fee. They refund that anyway. You get that back, but you only get it back on your first payment after 8 days. Yeah. Yeah. So if you basically took one trade, it worked, and you sat on the account for 8 days, you literally have now 0 outlay and 100,000 in capital. Yeah. So now continue trading with 0.5% risk. If you only manage to get 2K out of the account, damn, what a shame. How do they do withdrawals? Same way as everybody else. Everything's done through Deal. Deal is a, I'm not going to go into my transaction history in Deal. Hopefully it doesn't log me in. No. So Deal is a portal for freelancers. So basically, if you're a freelancer, you can go through Deal, and you are an employee of the company or a freelancer of the company within there. And basically, all they do is as soon as you press the button in the admin area, it lands in your Deal account. 24 to 48 hours later, it extracts automatically into your bank account. So it's an HR portal, basically. So that's how they pay you. They all pay you in the same way. It'd be interesting to see if any of them come along here. Look, 15,000 businesses use them. There aren't any prop firms coming across, but that's how you get paid. They all pay you in the same way because it's easy. And it's a contract. You're signing a legal contract as well through all of this. So AZ, I guess it would be hard to position trade on props, but with the right risk management, it seems reasonable, especially with a 5% max daily drawdown. Yeah, so your 5% max, the thing you need to understand with the 5% max is you can go over 5% in open drawdown. Yeah. So if I start, let's say I start with a 100K account just to make it easy. My maximum daily drawdown is 5K. So let's say, for example, my first 2 trades make me $2,000. I can now have $7,000 of drawdown today without going over any rule. If I didn't make 2K on my first trades, I can only have $5,000 of drawdown, and then they will close my account out. So every day that figure resets to 5,000. So it depends what you do on the day. So when you're position trading, you will be constantly banking and constantly building your account up, which means that every time this account is being built up with all the position trades that close in profit, it gives you a little bit more wiggle room on that. The way I get killed in position trading, every time I've position traded prop, the way I get killed is on this. Yeah, so I'll have multiple positions on. I'll be sitting here in a nice little portfolio, and all of a sudden the news will go bang, 5%, and that's it, I'm out. That's what gets me every time on prop when I'm position trading. Short on the NASDAQ. That's what gets me every time. I'm just going to put a sell stop underneath that low. Yeah. So basically, if we continue to push down, we're going to get a reversal alert short. So I'm adding a second position on, looking to target these lows. So yeah, that's how prop works basically. You just got to be careful. But position trading is very hard, and it can take a long time. A long time. That's the other trouble. You've got 30 days. So if you're position trading and you find that you're still in positions and you're getting into a few squeezes where you can't bank for a week or something goes on, you can hit the evaluation timeout, which is a problem. The US. The US pushes for the First Republic rescue with banks after their shock slump. Okay, so that's just the US saying we should help out First Republic, which is obviously the nice thing to do. So pending order under the low. Looking for that break. I don't even know if I'll get it on. This is a look. 134. That's not enough leverage to get that position on. I'm only looking to trade with 0.5% risk, yeah? So you can only just about get a 1% risk on with a couple of candles stop. It's awful. It's not tradable, in my opinion. Well, I'm struggling really badly with it. The Funded Trading Plus have no time limit. Yeah, but they also use 8-cap. I've blown 3 accounts. That's why I'm in the Funded Trading Plus, because they have no time limit. Do you employ a strategy that have hard stop loss? Yes. Only in prop. And like this, I'm scalping. Yeah, you don't scalp without a stop loss. You can't scalp without a stop. You can do whatever you like without a stop loss. But if you're scalping without a stop, if I remove these stop losses now, yeah, and then as that goes up to here, I've blown the account. You can do that in 15 minutes. You can't scalp with a stop without a stop. New York lunch might get lucky with some dribble Big Mac sauce on the sell button. Hopefully they'll do a profit take. What I'm anticipating with this move is a profit take. Yeah. So we've had a big run up. We're extended on RSI. We're extended above ADR. So I'm looking for them basically just to put an M pattern, profit take, move, and then do what they like from there. So they're going to get an up day out of it. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for them to paint a daily candle, an up candle on the daily. So the daily candle at the moment looks like this. What's the daily candle look like? Daily candle at the moment looks like that. Nice and bullish. So I'm looking for them to do something like that and then pull up. So the daily candle will actually look like that. Still bullish, but we'll have a wick at the upside and a wick at the downside. That's my forecast for the daily. If my trade works, if my trade doesn't work, I don't know. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm giving up. With your position trading strategy, can we employ a stop loss? Not. Yes, you can, but very difficult. This is using position trading with a stop loss. So every trade I take, I use one ADR as a stop. So I let them. It can move against me, and then I have half an ADR for a scale-in position. So I'll only ever take 2 positions. I would never get 3 positions on, because by the time I get to that position, I've stopped out of the first one. But I could take a second position now and then have those 2 with my average there. So you can do it with a stop loss. However, you're going to get stopped out, which is what causes these types of days. And it's very difficult to position trade with a stop loss, because the entire methodology of position trading is that you don't use a stop loss. So when you use a hybrid stop loss strategy position trading, you're employing the thing that we use to get our edge. Our edge is the fact we don't use a stop. We don't get stopped out, therefore we just bank profit. If you employ a stop loss, you're going back to a stop loss strategy. Why not just use another stop loss strategy with a tighter stop, which means you can pass evaluation faster? It doesn't make sense. So I just use support and resistance and reversal alerts. What's the name of the pro prop firm? Let me check them out myself. E8 or my Forex funds. They're all on my page here. Look. I've got a link on the page. I'll send you the link now. There you go. Some firms look to see if you're trading the same strategy on multiple accounts. Yep, they do. Very, very simple way to get around that. Use the same strategy on different instruments. So split all your euro trades and US dollars into that one. Split all of your pound and your Swiss into that one. Split all of your Aussie and your New Zealand into that one, and take all your yen trades over there. Run 4 prop accounts with exactly the same strategy. Not one of those will ever take the same trade. That's what I do. And it's what I do with most of them, to be honest, but not. It depends if I'm running multiples. If I'm running a single, I do everything. If I'm running multiples, I split it. That way, you're not running the same trades, are you? What they don't want you is What they don't want to do is give you 100k, 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 and then run exactly the same strategy on that one by copy trading. What have they just done? Opened up their exposure to 400,000 on the same strategy. That's what they don't want you to do. That's why they don't like copy trading. But you can get around that very easily. Well, you're not getting around it, are you? You're doing what they want. You're spreading your risk across different accounts. Same strategy, different instruments. Never going to get a duplicate. Just got to think outside the box a little bit, you see. Sincerely, I've watched your free videos on YouTube and I must confess that they are really valuable. That's such a great person. Oh, I'm nice, aren't I? Adil, have blown 3 accounts. That's why I'm with the Funding Trader Plus, because they have no time limit. Can I explain more? I think I probably have explained everything I need to know about. You need to know about prop. Thoughts on euro US dollar? No thoughts on it. I have no idea. Not a clue. It's not going anywhere at the minute. So just stay out. Come back tomorrow. Yeah. This instrument moves in the London and the New York session. London session is over pretty much. New York is at lunch. You've only got half a day left of New York. It's not going to move much during Asia. So come back tomorrow morning. But at the moment, there's absolutely no directional bias on it. So all we've had today is the Asian session, the London session, and now the New York session. Your guess is as good as mine. It's up or down. Voice is almost gone. Yeah, I'm getting a bit froggy. I shall drink. There you go. Dan, to be honest, learned so much from you in the last few days. Cool. Tell everybody about it. Hit the like button so I get over 100 likes. That means we get more people in the streams. More people in the streams ask more questions. More questions gets more answers. The more you learn. It's a never-ending cycle. You just got to tell everybody about it and bring everybody you know in here. So go out to Telegram, Discord, and all the crappy channels and send everybody a link to the live room. Here. Just spam this link out everywhere you know. And go and tell everybody this bloke knows what he's talking about. We'll see if we can get up to 150 viewers. I haven't had 150 yet. I keep getting close to 150, but I haven't managed to crack 150 yet. So one day, it'll come. Right, I've got to go because I'm off spinning this afternoon, hopefully. Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow morning, 7:50, and then we'll see how we go. And the more I stream, the more questions I get, the longer I'm on. And I never actually eat, drink, and I just die here at my computer screen eventually. You'll hear me on stream just go, that'll be it. And I'll never come back on. I won't turn that stream off. That'll be it. UK trader dies streaming live 24/7. Then the website will get popular, won't it? That's why I don't have a camera, just in case. It's just because I just don't have a camera. Right, I'll be back tomorrow, 7:50, same time for the Frankfurt session, 1:20, same time for the New York session. We'll see if we can squeeze something out of this tomorrow. Hopefully the markets have settled down a bit and we can get some direction on. So we will evaluate in the morn. All right, have a good day for the rest of the evening. I will see you guys all in the morning.